Blubby, blubby, blubby!
Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim live stream today. It's the 25th of March 2026. 34 minutes past 3 in the afternoon. We're back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 for another flight. I think our only second ever stream we've done in this aircraft. The Commercial Sim Simulations 737-500. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Commercial Simulation System 737-500. CSS 737 is known as. And we are here in East Midlands. A little bit of rain showers and now scattered clouds around. We're flying into Dresden in Germany. Flight time 1 hour 30 minutes. My friends at Atelic have very kindly sent me their brand new Dresden scenery, which was released a couple of days ago. Not only that, they've given me a couple of copies to give away as well, so after landing I'll run those as well. So yeah, it's nice to fly a classic 737 first time in ages. The only other classic 737 we've flown is the IXEG one in X-Plane, but that aircraft hasn't received an update in a very long time. But this is Paraguay's East Midlands Airport, looking very nice indeed. Here we are in the Midlands, and we're flying as British Midland International as well, a large airline which is now defunct. I think they were one of the busiest or one of the most popular airlines in sort of the mid-90s and early 2000s, but we've got this awesome classic livery. This was one of their main home bases. I think their home base was in Castle Donington, a local town nearby. But here we are live on the network, and here is the beautiful 737-500, completely cold and dark. What a retro livery as well, looking really, really nice today. Who we got here, chat? Dinky Doos, howdy, hope you're doing well. Good day to you. Well, a very good afternoon, Captain. Welcome, Darwin and Mosina. Hope you're doing very well. Isn't that the airport next to Donington? That's the one next to the racetrack where they used to race Formula 1 a long time ago. Adrian Nichols says, have a good flight, Captain. Thank you very much. Your delighty Stark. Oh crap, Donington, is that where the track is? It is absolutely where the track is. In fact, if I just zoom on up here and move my head, there is the racetrack over there. A bit pixelated because I'm not near it, but there is the racetrack right next to the sort of threshold of runway 09, but we'll fly right over actually, departing off runway 27 today. Quite a strong westerly wind. Download festivals here as well. Yeah, big music festival every year, absolutely. Steve M, I hope you're doing well. Who forgot those speed brakes were up on those screenshots? Might have done. Hope you're doing well. Tomago, he says, remembered flying on the 737-400 once at night through the rain to the Maldives. It was crazy. First time in a narrow body at that time as well. I've flown on a 737-400 as a passenger with British Airways when I was at school. This would have been the early 2000s as well. Flew from Heathrow to Pisa on a school trip to Italy. I was in year 8, very long time ago, but I think that was the last and only time. Oh no, I've actually flew once for EasyJet when they had they had 737 Classics as well. Again, that was a long time ago. Almighty Snark, hope you're doing well. Nightbot Fakes was getting the weather here. Oh no, that's the route. Excellent. Moke Boyd said, afternoon, used to like the RXCG back in the day. Shame it fell by the wayside. Yeah, I think it's been abandoned. Would that be the right way of saying it? I'm not sure. But no, this aircraft certainly hasn't been abandoned. And again, yes, we took it for a flight on release, and I thought it was okay. It's got a few quirks. I didn't do a full test sector yesterday, but it seemed to work really nicely. It's had a significant update since we last flew. I mean, I was actually looking at the changelog. Loads of new sound effects, added different engine data, lots of bug fixes as well. No GPS fitted to this. It still uses sort of conventional navigation and IRS for its position updated with a very old school FMC. But yeah, it's nice to fly a different 737 for a change, and it does look very stubby. I think the seating capacity 132 passengers. We're taking 120 passengers for this flight to Dresden. I don't think British Midland ever flew to Dresden, but I thought it'd be quite a cool. I just saw the livery on online. I thought, you know what, I've never flown British Midland before. It's an old UK airline. Why not do something a bit different today? Anyway, let's jump on into the cockpit. First thing you'll notice, apart from it being absolutely so quiet here, let me just put a little bit of lo-fi music on in the background. Apart from it being incredibly quiet, the texture quality and the detail in the cockpit is really quite nice. I get very good performance here on my PC. I forgot to mention, I've rented the aircraft as well for 30 days. They have this, well, somewhat, people say, controversial ability to rent this aircraft. I paid £3 to rent it for 30 days. I think that's actually quite a good deal. I quite like this system. So I rented it when it was released. I've rented it now. It's in my library for 30 days, so I might fly it again. But yeah, the cockpit textures are very nice. Because this is a sort of livery I got from online, it hasn't really got a super detailed cabin. There's no sort of British Midland International touches. It's pretty generic, but it does have a cabin nonetheless. But yeah, it's really nice texture quality. Got some nice classic features. You have all the sort of drain masts here, all the cables here, I guess the window heat connectors and all the rivets on show. It's just something that the Classic had, which is quite cool. But there's enough in common with the NG and Max for me to fly this. This scenery as well by Pyrig is really, really nice here. You can see all in the terminals. We've got the GSX profile, so you'll see the passengers boarding shortly, and we'll have a good look around at Dresden from Atelic after we land as well, before running a couple of copies of giving away. Reticent Simmer, I am VATSIM. Yes, we've logged on the VATSIM network today. Almighty Snark says, cheers, still resetting my brain after night shifts, just opened a cheap Alti beer, so bring it on. Brilliant. I was on night shifts sort of last week, or very late shifts. I'm going on to earlies on Friday, so that's why I'm not streaming too late today. But I do have a standby on Saturday, you never know. Andy, hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a stream for a long time. There's a BMI Virtual on NewSky that was put there for us folks at Dan Air Virtual, by the way. That's very good to do. My Delta, no iPads allowed. You should be carrying tons of paper like back in the day. That's true. I can't even remember when we first flew this aircraft. Was there a tablet there? I don't know. But yeah, you've got SimBrief integration now and your charts, and you can control ground ops there as well. Anyway, let's get some electrical power connected onto this aircraft. So battery on. There we are. GPU is already on the bus. You can hear it whirring into life. Electric hydraulics will pop on. Landing gear lever is down. We have 1, 2, 3 green lights. I don't think there's any redundancy lights on the Classic. No, so you've only got 3 green lights there. And then we check the ship's library and documentation. Fault and fire tests we can do now. So we'll check the squibs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do the fault test. Fault AP detector in op. And we've got the master caution there too. It's very similar to the NG. Fire warning test. Bell, overheat lights, wheel well, and if I move my head up a little bit more, you see the fire warning light says illuminated as well. Annoying thing about the Classic in a desktop simulator, the EFIS control panel is down here to manipulate the ND. We talked about the IXEG, which has been sort of, I guess, abandoned. They had a nice feature on the IXEG where you can manipulate the EFIS here, and you'd have a little pop-up 2D display showing you what's on the displays. You don't have that with the CSS 737. So it's a bit of a pain if you want to change your displays. You have to sort of come down here onto the pedestal. But there we are. But yeah, it does look weird without the EFIS panel. Unfortunately, the wing control MCP and EFIS panels aren't compatible yet. I went on Discord to see if it was, but it's not the case at the moment, so I'm having to sort of use the mouse to manipulate everything here. Let's turn up the lighting everywhere then. So panel brightness will turn up here. The display brightness will turn them all up to maximum. So there's all the brightness for the displays. There we are, and the upper DU too. So you can see all the displays have turned up. I think the quality of the picture and the textures is absolutely really crisp. Looks really, really nice. Same on the flight factor 767. Yeah, you're right. The EFIS panels there. It's just that generation of Boeing jets where the controls were. Flight management computer. Let's turn up the brightness here, and then we'll carry on with the rest of the setup. So up here on the overhead panel, test the attend button. We best have a quick look at the operational flight plan. So the weather here is okay. A few rain showers. When I fired up the sim, yeah, look, a few CBs around. They have a forecast until this evening of heavy rain showers with hail CBs, so maybe a little bit of en route weather. If we have a look here on the en route charts, high IFR, where's the weather button? There it is, weather. Oh, they've changed it now. Oh my goodness me. Where's the drop down on here for layers? There it is, layers. Let's have a look at the SIGMET and SIG weather chart. So we've got not much, to be fair. I think it's okay. Got some icing. I don't think there's anything really en route apart from a few CBs. We've got this SIGMET up here for severe turbulence forecast. But you know what? I might take a little bit for en route weather because I think in Dresden. Oh yeah, look at this. We've got runway 22, showers of rain, CBs. Okay, we'll take 15 minutes extra fuel for holding. Our alternate is Leipzig, which we're going to fly right over the top of. So if we get rid of all that, get rid of the weather overlay, view sim brief OFP, we're burning about the same amount of fuel as the NG today, because don't forget this aircraft's 15 tons lighter and only carries 120 passengers. So we'll call it, well, actually look, 2.5 tons an hour. If we take 15 minutes, it's going to be about 600 kilos, 700 maybe. If I just call it 8 tons, look, that's an extra 750. So we'll whack on 8 tons of fuel. So to do that, go here to the tablet, ground ops, load, and it syncs up with SimBrief, which is quite cool. So you have the 120 passengers, fuel 7.2. Look, they've just rounded it down. So we'll change that to 8 tons. Press the start button, and it will start the loading process. And you can see the sort of the aircraft's moving around. We're on real time here, so it's a little bit slow. The fuel. Well, I don't have any displays on here. I think I need to. This is where there's differences between the Classic and NG. Let's turn up the brightness of all the panels. There we are. Oh no, the refueling was instant, it would seem. Anyway, we can use GSX now to start the. Oh gosh. So brakes on. Hold it down. Release the brakes. There we are. Request boarding. Boarding requested. Let's have Swissport. There we are. And they're going to be attaching stairs here. There's no air bridges here at East Midlands, so they're going to be boarding through the terminal. There they are. Bags are coming. We'll go from there. Well, the flap indicator still remains unchanged. Oh yeah, I mean it's exactly the same trailing edge display. The MCP is very similar. There's no speed or out intervent on this, so you have to delete restrictions in the FMC. They still have earlier CFM56, yet an earlier version of the engine. The Classic was the first Boeing 737 series to be fitted with the CFM. Remember, this one has a crucial switch to the cabin pressure panel that the NG doesn't have. Ah yes, the flight switch. Don't forget to switch that to flight. And another thing, the APU isn't as powerful as the one on the NG, so you can only run one pack, otherwise it trips the APU generator. So it says in the manual use the left pack on auto only, which is quite quirky. Right, where did I get to? Fault and fire test. We're pre-fueled now, so seatbelt sign on. Test the attend button, flaps are up, which match the indicated position. Cargo fire test we can now complete. There we are, forward and aft. We'll put the nav radios to auto. That's important en route because you have no GPS. It uses auto to put position updates there. Looks like they've not modelled the manual gear extension door, but I love the wear and tear on the aircraft. That's really cool. Circuit breakers are in. Upper overhead panel, stall warning test. Yeah, sounds good. They sound a bit tinny, but it's pretty decent. We've got crew oxygen, IRS to nav. Now we're on DC and then to hopefully align. You've got a little camera here, which is quite cool, so you can see what's going up in there.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Yeah, our 7 minutes to alignment. Check the circuit breaker panel. I think I need to open the doors for GSX to be happy. So let's have a look here. Yeah, I think yesterday when I did a little boarding test sector, the only thing is on this island you have to manipulate the doors. So doors. I'm not a fan of these clunks.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Sounds like a stapler. Anyway, I'm opening the cargo doors, all the doors. Hopefully the boarding process will start. Is that the dispatcher? It's a bright green high-vis jacket. I've not seen one of those. Anyway, it sounds like boarding started. Bags are being chucked on. Perfect. Oh gosh, that tug is understeering quite a lot. Right, anyway, back into the cockpit. Here come the passengers. Is this plane with a strange pricing plan? Yes, so $5 a month to rent, which is about £3, or you pay $120, quite a lot of money, to have an unlimited lifetime license. But my understanding is they're releasing more variants. And if you have that license, it'll cover all future variants. So I'm quite happy to rent the aircraft for 30 days for £3. So it's pretty good. Fun fact, the NG overhead panel had circular cutouts on the overhead next to ground power. So gauges on the classic date. You're quite right, absolutely. So we ditched these AC amperage, or the ammeters here, and you still have these curves here on the NG version and the Max, which is quite cool. $120 is a lot of money. I don't like that. Yeah, absolutely. It's not everyone's taste. I quite like the subscription thing. The Goliath World War I aircraft we flew 2 weeks ago, I rented for 3 days for about £5. But for me, it's sort of these aircraft which I'm not going to fly very often. I quite like the subscription model. Right. Yeah, I think we did the safety inspection now. We are live on VATSIM. I have a funny feeling a very good friend of mine is providing ATC, who was at my wedding last year. He saw that I was streaming from East Midlands, and he's a qualified controller. Yes, he is online. We'll talk to him shortly. We'll get the weather first, make sure VATSIM's all working. So 22680 for the ATIS. Definitely runway 27 in use today with the weather. Why can't I hear anything here? So,
East Midlands Airport information Golf. Time 1520 Zulu. Runway in use 27. Transition level. Flight level 7.
Oh, that's great. The volume
be encountered in the final stages of the approach. Data link clearances are available. Surface wind 29016 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Few clouds at 1200. 2000 scattered. Few clouds at 3100. Temperature +5. Dew point +2.
Nippy.
QNH 1011. Acknowledge receipt of information Golf and advise aircraft type on first contact.
So QNH set, information Golf, 737-500.
East Midlands Airport information Golf. Time 1520 Zulu. Runway in use 27. Transition level.
Great.
Flight level.
Information Golf copied. We can now load up the flight management computer. So at East Midlands, which is Echo Golf November X-ray. I will just do this here. So unlike the NG and Max, you have no GPS. So I think you can put the stand-in or gate manually, like this. There you go, and it puts the coordinates of the gating, because it's stored in a database. And then you can just copy it across, which is pretty cool. And you've got SimBrief synchronization. So if you put the 4-letter ICAO codes together, stick that in company route. There we are, perfect. It's loaded in the route from SimBrief, so it saves me having to type it all out. Can someone tell me, is it study level detailed? Smoky-licious. It's highly detailed. The study level aspect, this term, there's no such thing that's perfect in any desktop simulated aircraft, but it's highly detailed, or detailed enough certainly if you were flying this classic to practice, you know, in your own way at home. But I think it's the best, well, certainly the best classic we've got in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Right, what's our call sign today? Midland, another one to learn. Midland, 75 Delta Sierra. There we are. Departure then, runway 27. bring up the operational flight plan here. So it's a SAPCO 1 November departure. Route page. SAPCO, Daventry. Terminates at Oscan. Oscan 4 Alpha later on. So it probably won't be an Oscan 4 Alpha. Or it'll be probably, because it's Germany, some outrageous transition for runway 22. That's from Abix. Probably this one. There we are. We'll go for this one. An Oscan 22 transition. It'll be this one most likely. So departure arrivals. ILS 22. Oh, I can only select an Oscan 4 Alpha. I wonder if this arrival requires... It says GPS or FMC equipped aircraft. Use of RNAV transitions only when cleared by ATC. Because this doesn't have GPS, I wonder if it's there. Oh no, they're here, aren't they? So yeah, they're on as transitions. Oscan 22. Maybe you can, because it says FMC. It doesn't say GPS required or GNSS required. Anyway, I'm pretty confident we've got all the routing in there. Oscan. If I go to the legs page. So starting at, oh, we've got a duplication of Oscan, then Delta Charlie 410, that's fine. So what I'll do is go Oscan, Delta Charlie 410, activate, and then to Apela, downwind, 427, 437, 436 centre fix. Great. Executed. Horrible green FMC. Blech. Defined study level, exactly. Matt Edge, they use transition stars there only to be used for lost comms. Yes, every time I fly into Germany, we have one of these long point merge RNAV arrivals, and then you're trying to work out if you're going to get a shortcut or not. Turk says even 15 million full motion simulators have quirks that wouldn't happen in real plane. Yes, every time when we do training and checking events, every time I finish an LPC, there's often an excuse. Oh, it does feel a bit different, but it does. They are amazing. Level D simulators are fantastic, and they fully prepare you to fly the real aeroplane, but there are still some subtle differences. But there you are. The level of fidelity though and detail in these elements is still phenomenal. Right, routing's in, performance. Let's look here at the zero fuel weight. So it should sync the data. I don't think you can double tap it like certain airlines. So we're expecting a zero fuel weight of 45.3, which is actually very heavy for the 500. Sounds like boarding is complete. So if we go here to performance, you should see... no, not performance. Ground ops. So 0 fuel weight is matching. Look, 45.3, 45.3. So we're completely... we're quite heavy. Not full, but very heavy today for the Classic. Reserves for our alternative Leipzig need 2.9 tons. Cost index, we're using 3... Oh no, that's OFP number. Cost index is 30. Cruising at 35,000 feet. Execute. Let's put the top of climb wind in. 324 at 63. Oh, we're going to have a lovely tailwind all the way to Germany today. Average wind is 299 at 38. Top of climb ISA is plus 14. Wow, that's warm. Takeoff. Let's look at the performance then. So, it does have an inbuilt performance calculator. It's a bit basic. Before the start of the stream, pre-filled this information, so you can't change the reg, but I put all this in myself. Flat 5, engine anti-ice on. The wind you have to sort of put in manually, so 270 at 22 knots. Improved climb normal. Runway conditions good because it's wet. 5 degrees QNH 1010. So you then... how do you adjust... Do you have to put this manually? Yeah, the actual takeoff weight is going to be 53 tons. There we are. It's a bit fiddly. Now, how do I get it to calculate? That's strange. Yesterday, I had all this pre-filled. I can't remember how to get information pre-populated. That's a bit annoying. There's nothing I've missed out here. Right. Well, I've put the actual takeoff weight in, and I'm getting no information on the takeoff performance calculator. Can't change aircraft, oh! I clicked the registration and it changed. Well, should we go with this information? 28 degrees assumed temperature. What engines have I got fitted as well? If I go to Takeoff we've got, doesn't mention it. Oh, well, let's go over this information. 28 degrees apparently is my assumed temperature, the outside air temperature 5. So we put 5/28, will that work? No. Oh yeah, it's a different field, that's why. 5/28. 89.1 for the M1. Don't have any M1 figures here. Speeds 26, 36, 43. Not predicted. What's the worst that could go wrong? 26. Wet speeds 36, 43. 143. Trim. That's on the other page, I think, on the performance page. No, the ground ops page. CG I need to put in manually. Oh, can't you work? Hold on. Instant. There we are. Loading completed. Yeah, CG is missing. CG data, ground ops. If I go to performance, I've got no trim information there as well. No CG. Oh no, hold on. No, that's runway information. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I find the tablet's okay. It sort of does the job. I think it's sort of. You have to work your way around it. Yesterday I got a CG figure. I'm doing exactly everything the same. I've got no stab trim or CG figure here. It's completely blank. Cargo's loaded, fuel's loaded, passengers 120 loaded. But it's left this information blank. Anyway, it'll have to do. Trim, let's just make sure it's in the green range. It was 4 units on my test sector. I'm going to put about 3. I found that the nose started coming up a little bit on its own just before V1 with the trim I had set from the tablet. I'll go from that. Right. Overhead paddled out. Yaw damper on. Crossfeed check. Bright. Dim. Bright. Off trim, yes. Fuel pumps on. We'll turn on to galley power so they can make coffee. Temperature gauges are fine. You can see the temperature of the IDG, which is pretty cool. Panel lighting, I can turn that up slightly. Should be a nice sunset arrival. That should be armed already. Cabin, we'll imagine, is secure. That's all configured and set. Window heat on. Anti-ice, that's configured for this phase of flight. Temperatures, we'll put these to normal. There we are. This is on the 700 series as well. Only one pack on for engines before engines start, and then we need to set up this terrible air conditioning pressurization system. So 35,000 feet. We check the table. 7,200 feet cabin altitude, and then the elevation in Dresden. I'm just checking here on the chart. It's 750 feet. Oh no, that's the land out. Whoops. 750 feet. That one wants to be 7,200. And then I need to remember on the before taxi flow to move that switch to flight. Otherwise we'll all die. Right, that's set. Flight director's on. Cruising. Oh no, actually there's ATC SATCO departures, flight level 90. The runway QDM for runway 27 is 268. I like how you can hold it down to just sort of update quickly, but the animation's sort of a bit, I don't know, not very smooth with the numbers. But it does work. 268, 268, 268. Alright, cool. That's all configured and set. Water brake RTO. Performance is done. Takeoff page my side. Weather radar, that should be on +5 tilt. Weather turbulence. Gain on auto. That's all configured and set. Nav aids, SATCO departure. Let's have a little look here. So SATCO is based off Daventry inbound, and we've got ILS DME information as well. So I put 10935 for the DME. Backed up. And then we'll need Daventry on standby. Right, 2000 standby, radio tuning panels set. We should just turn up the volume, otherwise we won't hear air traffic control. Radar trims 3 and 0. Right, aircraft sort of set up. Oh yeah, just V2, 43 knots. This is where I look at chat and I see I've forgotten something significant. This or the IXEG? Probably this. IXEG is these. Yeah, needs a lot of work. It's been sort of left. Almighty Stark says, I've always heard the 400 fighter be referred to as PG when the NG was also in the fleet. Oh really? What is that short for? I don't know. Captain, some of you may die. There's a risk I'm willing to take. I've got to remember to pressurise this aeroplane. V1 was 149 this morning. TO2 trim about 5.6 in the 738. So all sounds about right for a smaller plane. Yeah, I don't know why that... oh, present, yeah, I love that. Yeah, I don't know why that's not come up. It's not like I've missed anything. Loading completed? Pfft, I don't know. Right, anyway, let's grab our clearance from the controller, who I know very well, personally. Let's have a little listen to him. Right. OG Classic NG. Yo, this is the OG. No, no, sorry, this is the mid. This is not previous gen. Did I say original gen? No, this is the one after the this is what's called the Classic though, isn't it? The 200. What was the 200 the Classic? Oh gosh. I don't know my Boeing jets. Right, what's stand am I on? Stand 15. East Midlands ground, good afternoon. Midland 75 Delta Sierra, stand 15, information Golf, QNH 1011, we're 737-500, departure clearance to Dresden, please.
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, East Midlands ground. Hello. You are clear to Dresden. It's a SATCO 1 November departure, squawk 1476.
Cleared to Dresden, SATCO 1 November departure, squawk 1476. Midland 75 Delta Sierra.
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, that is correct.
Very good. 90 SATCO 1 November departure.
Good afternoon, Alpaca 87 Echo, stand 12, definition Golf, QNH 1011,
we'll get the squawk in.
800, destination for clearance to Dresden.
V pilot is loud.
Alpaca 87 Echo, East Midlands
1476.
Dresden, SATCO 1 November departure, squawk 6467.
This individual on the
Dresden,
controller, he's actually a real world air traffic controller. He's a good friend of mine. And he sits up,
Echo, correct.
sits up in the tower, and I go shooting with him. It's good fun. Sandan Twin Peaks is AP246 for the win. Is that an Oxford Aviation Academy course, or are you just saying a rather random number? I was on a different course. Sorry, here's so 100, 200 is the original, then 300, 400, 500. Yeah, this is the classic. Yeah, that's what I thought. 300 to the 500 is the classic. Right, little brief then for you guys before we push back. We're due out. Oh no, we're due out 4 minutes ago. I'm running late. So taxi, we are on stand 17. There we are. Sorry, stand 15. Pushback most likely to face east out via Quebec or Romeo here. Right turn Alpha. I'm going to go full length from runway 27 because I didn't take the intersection departures. The SATCO 1 November. Here it is. It says straight ahead 1 mile. It's got Daventry 37. Well, I've got Echo Point here on the ND. That's strange. Anyway, 7 miles. 31 miles, which is Daventry 31, then SATCO flight level 90. So, you know, sort of coded correctly. I've got this course of 224 after Mike Echo 01, which is the 1 DME. So, yeah, looks all good here. My side, we are ready to go. Let's crank up the APU, get GSX connected on its way. I need to close all the doors. There we are. Are they animated, or is it? Oh, they are animated. Look, clunk, clunk, clunk. Hear that APU starting up. Ground crew are getting rid of the ground equipment. The 200 from Milviz, yeah, that's been going on for some time, hasn't it? The development of that aircraft. Why are they ground crew not disconnecting? Oh, it's because I've not said prepare for pushback. Prat. Master caution E-leg. Gosh, they're ready before I am. Oh no, now they're removing the equipment. Oh, APU start audio starting again. Should be ready soon. MFRA. Oh gosh, I know what I've not also done. There's a neat tool here. If you click this screw, it's quite cool. Yeah, you go. You get your call sign, your weights, your flaps trim if it's available, and meta. Ah, I think I know why it might not have worked. No, I've synced up with SimBrief, yeah, because it's got all the weights there. Not sure. Yeah, all the weights are correct. Yeah, because it's not come up here. Yesterday I had the trim, I had the meta for East Midlands. Maybe I have to fetch the weather. Request weather. Loading. Oh, it's not coming up here at all. Anyway, AP on the bus. Clunk clunk. Weather's loaded in. Ground ops. Disconnect the chocks and the GPU. Standby altimeter should be set QNH 1011. 1011 indicating 300 feet. That's good. That's the elevation. I think we're good to go, guys. It's the EFIS panel. I could probably select a few other things. I want to be on map. Select airports. Increase the range. There we go. That's looking good. Josiah, thanks. 7 months. Hello. 7 months already. Hope you, Joe, Flight at Sim, baby, are doing well. We're all very well, thanks. We had lunch with my mother today, which is quite nice. But all well. And you press this. Look at it all set. Oh no, not that one. There you go. Oh gosh. There we are. Sets all your bugs for you. So V1, VR, rotate, V2 is the orange bug, and then I think that's the up speed. So there we are. Very well, thank you. Unfortunately, no new engine, so increased maximum takeoff weight is going to be bad news for any engine. That's true. Hello, Captain. What about the standby artificial horizon? Ah, yes. Oh, crikey. We're currently pointing up 80 degrees. So, yeah, it's got nice little touches here. The animations are a little wobbly, but there we are. Well spotted. I think the rest is all done. Right, let's get push and start ordered. Where's not that's perfect. Midland 75 Delta Sierra, stand 15, request push and start.
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, stand 15, pushback start is approved, tail into Quebec.
Push start approved, tail into Quebec, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. Should be able to do that with GSX, because if it's not an option, we can use the map. So, let's have a look here. Where is the... Continue pushback. Yeah, because it's only facing west 3, so let's go quick edit pushback on map.
I'm not sure if your GSX allows it, but if you do a non-standard push...
Oh gosh, I'm trying to clear route.
Affirmative, we can do facing south.
How do I... hold on, I'm doing GSX things.
7 Echo, stand 12, push and start is approved. Onto stand 22, non-standard push facing south.
I'm doing GSX stuff, guys, you have to just believe me in the background.
Stand 22, non-standard push facing south.
Oh, this is actually really good. Clear route. I'm just... Right, save route.
Release parking brakes, please.
Right, packs off. AP bleed on. Anti-collision lights on. Parking brake is set. Transponder, parking brake released.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
10 minutes late, guys.
Will.
10 minutes late. So he wants the tail into Quebec, so that means push back there, so that the tail's going there. But look, it's doing a thing. It's so short and stubby compared to the NG. Alright, we're doing a thing. Alright, starting engine number 2. Oh, these gauges. The textures are incredible, they look really good. N2. Oil pressures registering, waiting for M1. M1. Fuel coming on at 25%. Their sounds are pretty good. They're pretty good. Old school CFM starting up. There's the NG. Yeah, it's done a good job, this custom pushback. Alright, starter cutout, monitoring engine number 2, 2463. It's exactly the same as the NG on the CFM on the NG. Starting 1. Got some little wing views. She's happy with my wingtip clearance. Oh yeah, I forgot you can open the window up on this one. Cool. Sounds louder. N2. Oil pressure. N1. Fuel on. Don't know if you can see the engine from here. Not quite. There you go. Hear it spooling up. Awesome. And then to close it, don't forget to pull this up. There you go.
Please set parking brakes.
It's pretty good, you know. Right, parking brake set. So they have the only option they have is realistic. So you've got to push the brakes in, hold this, then let go of the brake pedal, which is just like the real aircraft. No, parking brake released. Did it before taxi flow now. Generators on. There you go. So the APU's not taking load anymore. APU off. Start switch is continuous. Propeat on. Anti-ice, we said on for departure. Wing anti-ice will turn off after you get airborne. Pax auto. Pax auto. AP bleed off. Don't forget to switch this to flight. Flaps to 5. Flight controls. Forward. Back. Left. Right. Rudders. Right and left.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin
Recall.
removed.
Right.
Left is clear. Right
Crazy
is clear.
steering. This scenery though is sensational. It looks so good. Ignition right. It can alternate between starts, but technically first flight out of a manned base. Yes, we should be on ignition right. It's using the standby power system. Right, there we are. Seen the pin. They don't wave right in front of you. It's usually off to the left or right, but fair enough. And she's going to walk right over an active taxiway. Midland 75 Delta Sierra, request taxi.
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, taxi output Alpha 1, runway 27 via Romeo and Alpha, QNH 1011.
Taxi Alpha 1, runway 27 via Romeo Alpha, QNH 1011, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. So there's only one way we could go, out via Romeo, right turn, full length, runway 27. Great, right. Turn off on taxi light on, release the parking brake. Oh, my weather's now been put in, which is good. Do a config check. Just like the real thing. We're off already. She's got a bit of a strut, hasn't she?
737 has passed and is clear. You can taxi Alpha 1, runway 27 via Romeo and Alpha, QNH 1011.
I like this add-on, yeah, it's quirky.
One clear of the 737 in front, taxi
taxi
will put
charts
Alpha
up.
1, runway 27 via Romeo and Alpha, QNH 1011, and Papa Echo.
Awesome. You're not behaving, chat, please. What do you think, guys? I don't know. I kind of like it. I quite like this add-on. And I don't know much about development. Isn't it originating in Russia or something? But the devs were quite new on the scene. But it works like a 7.3, handles like a 7.3. I have to say, when I flew it yesterday, we'll fly a bit on this departure. It flies nicely. Perfect. Sam says, sorry if this is a daft question. Not at all. How do you tell from if it's raining? You'll usually see RA displayed with either a minus or a plus symbol or no symbol. Minus symbol is light rain, no symbol is moderate, and plus is heavy. And regarding the runway condition, you don't often see that on a METAR. You will on an ATIS. And around the world, everyone's using the global sort of reporting format now for runway condition codes. So 6 is dry. 0 is ice, basically. My operator, we're prohibited to land on a runway with a condition code of 0 or 1. So 6 is dry, 5 is wet, 4 or less is contaminated, and then the degree of contamination you need to work out. But it's the condition code which is important for performance. Awesome. Right, on the parallel taxiway. And we'll do the before takeoff checklist. Config checked. Flaps we have. Go to the takeoff page. Oh no, you can't get on that way. Route. There we are. 5 green lights. Stab trim. We guessed at 3 units. Takeoff briefing. Back sort of bleeds on V speed set. 26, 36, 43 on the MCP. Why level change is selected, I don't know. Taxiing out to Alpha runway 27. And the departure will be Satco 1 November. Straight ahead. Going to make a turn after 1 mile left 223 to intercept the 337 radial inbound to Daventry via Satco. Climbing to flight level 90. That's reviewed. Cabin, we'll imagine, is secure.
Midlands 75 Delta Sierra, contact East Midlands radar 126.180. Bye-bye.
126180, Midlands 75 Delta Sierra. Cheers, Joe. See you soon, mate. Right.
Cheers, buddy.
Right. Let's go over
contact East
to
Midlands radar
126.180.
Radar 126.180, Package Echo, cheers.
I hope we're still on the taxiway. Yes. Over to radar. Tower's closed today. Is there a full analog panel available for this add-on? No, I think the only option's digital.
East
The
Midlands
digital
radar,
display.
good afternoon, Package Echo on Alpha.
Packet 87 Echo East Midlands radar, hello, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, 8 Echo.
Nice sounds. Like the engines and the taxi sounds are really good. You'll notice on takeoff roll they've got a really cool touch where all these are shaking and vibrating. You can sort of look. Can you sort of see how the glare shield's just moving? And it's the same as a real airplane. You know, everything really shakes around. East Midlands radar. Good evening. It's Midland 75 Delta Sierra taxi Alpha on runway 27 ready for departure.
Midlands 75 Delta Sierra East Midlands radar, good afternoon. By Alpha 1 runway 27, the wind 280 degrees 17 knots, clear takeoff.
Right, 27 cleared takeoff. Midland 75 Delta Sierra. Cleared takeoff, guys. So auto throttle. Why are you not wanting?
Packet 87 Echo behind the departing
turn
British
on.
Midlands Boeing 735.
LNAV, I
1
think,
runway
also
27
requires you to be at 40
behind.
feet. But auto throttle not coming on? Don't know why. That makes me feel like I've forgotten something in the
500 length, wait for my 2 seconds behind.
FMS here. So it's all loaded, temperatures are in. No auto throttle. What have I forgotten to do? It worked fine on my test sector. Routing's in. Did I activate it and execute it? Yes. Performance is in. Takeoff page. All populated. Temperature selected, temperature in. Oh, you have to hold it. Oh gosh, I didn't know that. That must be a quirk with the Classic. Alright, we're going to end now. So headings, my understanding is on the Classic you have to wait till 400 feet to engage LNAV. Anyway, we've got the auto throttle in. Sorry, on my test sector I didn't have to do that. It does taxi a bit. You have to slow right down to do a sharp turn. Right, so MCP set, transponder, TARA, strobe lights are on. Where's my weather radar controls? Ah! Running out of runway. Lights on, checklist complete. Right, run. Toka's in chat. Let's go to Dresden. Okay, engine stabilised. The Toka switches somewhere around here. There we are. Set takeoff thrust. So looking for 85.3. Sounds like a hairdryer. Takeoff thrust set indication still. Airspeed's alive. Good headwind here. 80 knots. Back on centre line. V1. Oh, nose is coming up on its own. Not good. Rotate. Don't think you can risk tail strike that. Big deadband. Nice. Woo. More back pressure needed. Possible climb. Gear up. Yeah, we weren't trim at all. Right, LNAV. Climbing really well. Bug up. Select level change manually? Have done. It's about 200 knots. 220 for the first turn. Gotta miss having an MCP. Why is LNAV commanding a right turn? Why am I going right? LNAV should be... Hey! Flaps 1. I should be making a left turn. I'm not sure where LNAV's taking me. Oh, now it's catching up. Look, flaps up. Right, engine anti-ice is already on. Set standard.
And 75 Delta Sierra, report your passing altitude and scorecard end.
Passing altitude 3,500 feet, flight level 90, scorecard at Midland 75 Delta Sierra. Right. Ugh. Alright, sort of hand flying with one hand on my... I'm trying to work out how to set standard. There's a quick button to press standard, but I forgot what it is. There it is, set standard.
Midland 5, correction, Midland 75 Delta Sierra, thank you. Climb now, flight level 190.
Climb now, flight level 190, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. I have one complaint about this add-on. It overshoots turns in LNAV. It didn't load on the test settings yesterday. Right, we're trimmed out. It's meant to be commanding, the flight director's meant to be commanding 220 knots, and it's commanding 247. So I don't know what's going on there. Right, I've had enough anyway, command 8. So I'm not sure why the flight director was commanding that speed. Anyway, standard set, passing 6.6 for flight level 190. We'll monitor how it deals with this turn, but if I remember from my test sector yesterday, if I zoom in on the scale, so you can see here, look, it's managing the turn alright. Let's see how it rolls out. This trend vector should be nicely on the magenta line, really. God, we've got great climb performance. Right, passing 8.4, flight level 190 after takeoff, check this. So, gear off. Auto brake RTO, that can come off, that can come off, that can come off. Breathe-tracks out. Air conditioning and pressurisation. So we are pressurising, diffs 4.0, cabin altitude 1,000 feet. Set. Release the cabin. There we are, after takeoff, check this complete. So it's actually, in its defence, it's rolled out quite nicely on that turn, but I don't know why it was commanding a right turn after takeoff. Let's increase the scale now. Anyway, look at this climb rate. I can go to VNAV. Retard? VNAV speed? What? Well, no, that's not right. What are you doing? MC... Oh, that's weird. Right, why is it going retard when I select VNAV and descending? No! Let's see what I mean. What's it doing? No! Level change. Did put the cruise in. 350 for the cruise. See, it's buggy. It's a bit buggy. VNAV it should go N1 VNAV speed.
87 Echo, report your passing altitude, climb now, flight level 190.
Climbing flight level 190. We're just having a mid deviation from a little deviation from our climb. We're passing 113 for 190. Yeah, so strange. VNAV, we should get in retard. Retard is a descent VNAV command.
Alpaca 87 Echo, climb now, flight level 190.
I think the controller was a little concerned
Climb now,
about
flight
my
level
sustained
190,
descent.
Alpaca 87 Echo.
Ah, out restriction. Ah, but it shouldn't descend, go retard. But that will probably be why it did that. Yeah, N1 VNAV speed. But would the Classic really do that? Would the Classic go, right, you're actually that far above your restriction that you're going to now level off? Interesting. I don't think the real aircraft would do that. Certainly not in the NG or Max. But that would explain why it did a dirty dive. The real aircraft, it just wouldn't accept VNAV. It would just say, yeah, restriction or something like that. You certainly wouldn't get retard. So yeah, it's shouldn't have done that. Anyway, well spotted. And we're nicely climbing up. We used to select M1 and flaps. See, there's some little quirks with the Classic, which I'm unaware of in the sort of, because we don't have it in the NG or Max. So things like selecting N1 and speed we never select on the NG or Max. I've never pushed one of these buttons, but I think on the Classic you have to select it in certain situations, like level change. You have to select a thrust mode essentially. Right, 3 to go. Rate of climbs okay. Pre-cruise checked. Turn all the lights off. AP's off. Pressurization 6 psi set. Belts auto. Recall. Checks complete. Approaching 2 to go now. So vertical speed. So now it's got MCP speed, which is good. The autothrottle's now going to command to maintain 268 knots. Anyway, here we are. Let's have a little look outside. There we are. I hope not, Tobago. Look at that. Great FPS though. One to go. A little bit of weather painting. It's pointing +4 up, but there's no weather in that direction above us, so there shouldn't be really any returns. God, it looks good though. Midland 75 Delta Sierra approaching 190.
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, have a safe rest of your flight. Monitor advisory 122.8. Bye bye.
Monitor 122.8. Midland 75 Delta Sierra. Thanks for your time. Bye. Alrighty. Up we go to our cruise then. 350. So vertical speed's engaged because it was the current mode, wasn't it? Yeah. And then let's now go back to VNAV. Check. You've got to really check your FMAs. It's M1 VNAV speed. That's good. That's good. Up we go. Awesome. Why isn't M1 used on the NG? You don't need to select it because when you select level change or VNAV in climb, N1 automatically engages, so you don't need to select it. So yeah, there's no situation unless on the 700 on departure it would sometimes stay in ARM, but I can't remember what the exact requirements were, and then you had to select M1, but yeah, it was a little quirk there. Jamie, C43 said, little question, if during a climb you're given a heading to maintain until reaching a certain altitude, what can you do to stop you both forgetting when passing altitude? Thanks. Just utilise your short-term memory. Write it in the scratch pad. So ATC said to us, Midland 75 Delta Sierra, passing flight level 220, route direct to Brookman's Park. I just put like this, 220, and then it's a little aid memoir. But yeah, utilise that short-term memory. Anyway, look, apart from our little climb excursion, we're doing okay. So you can see here, look, it will slightly overshoot the turn. Not by much, but we'll have to make a little correction to the right. So it's overshot Daventry. So it's like it treats every waypoint as a flyover waypoint, and then it has to sort of turn back slightly. So it just means on steeper turns from 90 degrees, it sort of waves a little bit around the waypoint. Oh, Jamie, yeah, it's nothing high tech. What's our ETA into Dresden anyway? It's just before 1800 Zulu, an hour and 27 minutes. It's alright, you know, it's quirky. You love the flickering on the ND, yeah, I think they actually modelled all that. Yeah, you see here, the flickering on the CRT display, see that? They've done that on purpose. Same on the ND as well. That's fantastic. That animation, and you see here all the pixels as we sort of go past Heathrow. I have to say that's really well done. It's one of the highest detailed cockpits I've seen. Really nice. That's the altitude at which we'll reach our MCP out. So obviously its rate of climb is going to be increasing right now. Black Office says, was you on Dublin flight Saturday morning? Don't discuss any sectors I've flown or routes or what I'm doing in the sim, I'm afraid, on the channel. Did you hear a beautiful voice, did you? Perfect. So fuel flow in the climb. What's that? 1.6 tons an hour, 1.8. The right engine's certainly burning a little bit more, it's running a bit hotter, look. Thrust is equal, so the right engine's probably a little older than the left one. Look at the N2's higher. Fuel flow. Vibration's the same. All temperatures are good. All pressures are running a little higher on the right engine. It's interesting. I guess that's some sort of modelling then, because look, the thrust is, they're both equal. Flying 800 sat in a harvester cramming for ATPL ops tomorrow. Good luck. Principal flight was hideous this morning. Cheers to the background viewing. Most welcome. Although I'm more concerned about the quality of the meal you're going to receive if you're in a harvester. Right engine's in the sun. Steve, unbelievable. Yes, it's getting a little bit more heat. This is all in the shade. It's getting a little cooked here. The solar radiation. I think that's just... I think it might be the same at night, buddy. Oh dear, oh dear. Vasil said, I'm not a pilot, but flown on the Classic. I remember that it was an aggressive en route to the rolls. I don't think it was as... Yes, probably more turbulence, you remember. Liam Echo Lima 3. Liam, hope you're doing well, buddy. 68 months to member. Howdy, he says. Howdy to you, sir. Thank you very much for popping into today's live stream. Thank you very much for your support as a member for a considerable period of time. Very generous of you. 5 years, 8 months. Cheers, man. Hope you're doing well. So yes, a little fiddly with the EFIS panels, with the controls on the pedestal. So the only way I've sort of do this is to get into this sort of view, have a look at the ND at this distance. But it's a lovely system. You've got the conventional HSI to route nav. Traditionally, I've just got the standard map display because we're using the flight management computer. But yeah, you know, it's just a bit of fiddly in a desktop simulator having to use the panel there. But yeah, we were saying about this, Liam, yeah, the RxCG was great because whilst you manipulated the EFIS, the ND would pop up briefly as a sort of a little bit of the monitor as a sort of what's the word I'm looking for, 50% opacity or whatever, so you could sort of manipulate it whilst looking at the pedestal, but it was good. That's cool. There we are. Cloud's looking fine. There she is. I still got the wind sound effects outside. Very nice. It's a cool livery. And British Midland in its heyday was a big airline, guys. I mean, right before they went under, they had A330s, A320s. They were transitioning to an all Airbus fleet, but you know, the late 20th century, they operated every aircraft. Boeing, Airbus, McDonnell Douglas. Did they have McDonnell's? I don't know, but they had a very varied fleet looking on their Wikipedia. It was bought out by IAG, I think. D3612 says maybe the pressurization could play a role in feeling dizzy. Let me just double check. We're good. Diff pressure's fine. Cabin altitude 6,000 feet. We're alive. Passing 31,000 feet, so we put the bank angle to 10 degrees. I do notice as well in the turns it sort of struggles, but you know, watch this here. Let's see how it works. Like you see at Brookman's Park, it's overshot the waypoint. If I just put the zoom down to 20 miles, have a look here. You'll see it's overshot the waypoint. Look, quite a bit. If I go to progress page 4, we might actually see the cross-track error. See, this is a bug. It's showing cross-track error as 0 when it's quite clear it's not on the magenta line. Cross-track error is your distance from the magenta line, so it should be saying sort of 0.2, 0.3 miles there, but you can see it's overshot. Now it's making a right turn back on. Sasha, hope you're doing well. Having a flipping busy shift, sneaking a peek between the chaos. My colleague and I are walking around like shell-shocked budgies What a sight I can imagine that would be. Thank you very much for popping in, and I hope you're doing very well. We are enjoying the quirky aircraft whilst it's currently descending at 500 feet per minute in the turn. It's got a few quirks. It just needs a bit of polishing. Anyway, look, we're approaching 35,000 feet. I'll match the heading bug. Oops. There we go. What's with the low FPS in the aeroplane? It's a little bit of stuttering whilst I sort of move my eye around, but good, decent enough performance. I think it probably isn't the best optimised add-on, but I mean I do have a good build now, but it probably is a little stuttery when panning around a bit more than others, but yeah, it's pretty good. Let's pretend it's a glitch from sitting in the desert. Yeah, the aircraft's been sat in the Mojave Desert for about 20 years. What? Notice that the anti-ice is still on. Yes, that's true. And the wing anti-ice. That's not good. That should have popped. Well, I don't know. Any classic drivers here? Does the wing anti-ice pop off automatically when the air ground logic goes to air? But yes, you're quite right. Engine anti-ice should be on now. Shouldn't cause any problems. But wouldn't describe why engine number 2 is running a little hotter and running a smidge more fuel. Is there an option to turn the flickering off on the display? I think so. There's a few other options here. Fuel crossfeed reminder. Maybe not for the flickering. It's pretty basic. How do I charge my tablet as well? Anyway, 350. Cruise selected. We don't have an M1 limit page, we do. So mod operator, we select max continuous. There we are. And we're here, 35,000 feet, doing back decimal 75. Looks like we're accelerating. Happy days. Who's this Saint Nat Wind Peaks? AP246 is back. Have a quick look at this image. What image? One question, is it good? I think the $120 is a steep price to pay with the sort of quirks it has. I think the rent, it's great for a rental for 30 days for £3, which is really I think that's like, I like this ability to rent the aircraft. Just a little bit of polishing here and there. It actually flies quite nicely. The automation in the turns. It doesn't have a track-up display like the NG, or the option of a track-up display. So you can sort of see here, look, we've got quite a strong wind from the left. So if I match my heading, the heading is always pointing north or up, whereas on the NG with the track-up display it's the other way around. So we're tracking in this direction. Our track 072, 073. We're heading 063. Well, there you go. So there's a little difference with the Classic. From memory, the wing anti-ice must be switched off. Well, there you go. So that's 15 years now flying the well, I don't know, 16 years now flying the NG, and then the Max. Wing anti-ice trips off automatically after takeoff. We're crabbing so hard. There's a little bit of a drift from the wind. If you look sort of down here, you'll see it. See how we're sort of moving in that direction? Now look at this. What's this coastal city we're about to pass? Clacton. Now Clacton down there. I'm flying into the little airfield there, my hour building. There's a little VR down there as well. I think we've got auto tuned, so if you leave that in auto, it'll automatically tune frequencies en route to give more accurate position updates. Hello Ruben, hope you're doing well. How does this compare to the RTX 737? It's an aircraft, we've not flown the RTX 737 for a couple of years, and when we last flew it, I think it received an update. It had issues then, and I don't think it's been touched by the developer now, which is a shame, because it was nice. And I remember though, having a plug-in in X-Plane used to break every other add-on. Yeah, I don't know. I think I prefer this just because it's updated and it's got quite a good sort of future thing ahead. It seems like the devs are quite responsive. I was in the Discord. I've not spoken to any of them, but yeah, I'd say this one. Which UK liveries are included? Flying 800. There's none. However, just like with any quality add-on, there's a whole library of free liveries to download. So I went. Is it the flightsim.to website or .io, whatever it is? There's hundreds there. There's British Airways Classics ones. There's fictional ones. There's realistic ones. Just downloaded this one. This doesn't come included, but you just literally download it, put it into your community folder. Bob's your uncle. Off you go. Does it get a star tracker? Don't think so. And there's a number of liveries available, yeah, online. Chewy90, are you V Chewy? Are you V Twitch streamer? Chewy, hope you're doing well, buddy. I've not spoken for a very long time. If that is you, which I'm guessing it is, there are some liveries including for this via the CSS launcher. There you go. Yes, the CSS launcher has a number of liveries, of which how many were there? 20, 30? A lot of them. Well, I think all of them were real liveries. I don't think there's many. I don't think there's many classic operators left. Certainly not in Europe. It is me. Hope you doing well. Very well, thank you, Chewy94. Thank you very much for popping in today. How do you find yourself in these parts? Go check out Chewy, but he's a Twitcher. I don't find myself on the Twitch too modern. I'm not down with the kids. I'm old school. Classic operator, he said, calling them old. It is old. This aircraft's old. The only ones I see of these are cargo conversions. But passenger operators, there's got to be, what, count on one hand. Just realised my weather radar's tilted up to the International Space Station. It's not doing much up there, so we'll tilt that down. See, look, you see how I went on the pedestal to look for the weather radar controls? That's muscle memory. To put it down -1. I don't know how this weather radar works, but it you know, if I put it right down -4, I think you do pick up some ground clutter. If I just increase the scale. There you go. So you see here, this is ground clutter. This is really cool. So I wonder how the simulation of weather radar is working in the CSS 737. It's definitely picking up something. I mean, -4, you probably get ground clutter a little sooner. It'll be a little bit more of an arc. But if I go back to -1, which is typically the tilt you'd have in the cruise, the idea is you sort of get a return around 80 plus miles, and anything that's sort of sticking up within that is going to be a CB. Having said that, I've just put it to -1. Look, it hasn't really changed. Let's just put it to +1. I just want to know what the return is. What's this come from? So actually look outside. There's nothing really there. I don't know what it's picking up. What have I got it set to? Weather turb. Don't know. We'll just crack on at 0.77 in this direction to the east. Of course, Jet 2 still fly the Classic, don't they? Air Peace Nigeria 300 and 500, that's cool. Horizon or Horizont 737-400s in is that far right? Oh, there's probably a few going around that I don't know about. Yeah, the screen modelling is fantastic. The screens do look. We're looking a little bit closer here. PFDND is really nice. So I just zoom in here, and the flickering is on purpose. They model that. You can sort of see all the individual pixels. Look. Really cool. I mean, the whole cockpit is really nice, really nicely done. Cabin very basic, being a freeware livery. I think the included ones have modelled cabins. You can tell it's a classic already. It's so short to the only overwing exit. Wingtip vortices. The sounds, they're fine. there's worse add-ons with default sounds. Notice how the sound doesn't change at all. Doesn't matter if we're in the cockpit or the cabin. It needs a little bit of Boris love. So the sounds are the same. What's in the seat back? A copy of Clamor? My goodness. Never even heard of that. Tilt does nothing as usual on the weather. Yes, it would seem so. Well, I had that tilt pointed. Oh, I've locked myself out. There we are. Yeah, look. I mean, I changed the tilt. There's no change on the return, unfortunately. So, no clue what it's picking up. I don't think it's a sort of detail model. So, what I'm going to do is turn down the brightness of the return. You can see the scan look. Because we're not really using it. Yeah, that's it. It needs a bit of TLC. Golden Aviation Reel, man, I wish X-Plane would integrate LCD simulation on glass displays. That would be cool. Someone said, oi, hello Andre, oi to you. Flush, is the toilet flushable? Yeah, $120 is steep. I think the devs claim that you're going to get newer variants, aren't you? Oh gosh. Alright, yeah, it's the best add-on available right now. You know if it has a flushing toilet. It's the best. That's hilarious. There's not many add-on developers where flushing toilet's been simulated. Sold! Take my money. It's so worth it. The Shoe 66Y says 200 is almost 47 years old. How it's hasn't always been flown by Venezuela. Must be a model airline that had them there. Study level toilet flush. Oh, am I checking the cabin pressure if it changes? Yes, I mean I've been sat in one of these. Not this variant, but the 737 engine max. I've never noticed after it. Well, you don't know if someone's using the toilet, but after release, the passengers have to take off at 10,000 feet. I've once looked at the carburetor. It didn't change much or anything that I'd say notice. So I'd say it's yeah. But maybe it does a slight change, but not enough to really register it. That is deep simulation. It's it's not required. Right, I've never flown to Dresden in real life. Let's have a little look here. We've done one stream before. I was looking on the stream map from Dresden. We took an A380 from Dresden to Knock. They service and fix the A380 here. But we'll brief later. Weather right now. 3107, 10k, few clouds, 7 degrees, 999 on the QNH. So not too bad. There's potential for some heavy rain showers and strong winds from the southwest, but definitely landing southwesterly today. Let's see if I have anything in my operator's briefing pack to study. We're not flying that star. I'll fly the point merge one, which I'll pin now. I'll unpin that. It'll be that one there, pin, perfect, runway 22. Welcome to Toilet Simulator 2024. Outrageous. Golden Aviation Reel says if you had to choose between flying exclusively the Zebo Level Up, which would it be? It would be the Zebo mod. Level Up is a nice sort of improvement on textures and sounds a little better, I think. But Zebo's the GOAT. Right, Dresden. Let's have a look here at the briefing pack. Approach. Rad out decreases. Flocks of birds reported. Night curfews. Aircraft movements not permitted after 11:30 local. Okay. Wait, turbulence separation. So basically the main threats here, night curfew. Typical German airport. Otherwise, it's quite a simple aerodrome to fly into. But no, massive thanks to Atelic for sending me a copy of Dresden. I'm very fortunate to be contacted from time to time for people wanting me to have a look at their sceneries and aircraft and whatnot, and Dresden is not an airport that sort of comes up often. I thought, let's fly into there. So not only that, they've given me 2 keys as well, so I've got 2 copies of the scenery to give away. And on top of that, if you are not fortunate enough to win a copy of Dresden scenery, you can get it via the Contrail store, of which if you click the link in my video description below, you can get 10% off your purchase. Hello Pastor Escobar, very well, thank you very much for popping in today. We love our quiet nights at Lisbon, yes. Do all German airports have curfews? I think they do, don't they? Delta Aviation, my mum was cabin crew for BMI Baby based at Cardiff. I recall her saying that Friday late evening flight from Cardiff to Prague on the 737-500 used to be carnage on there. Oh yes. Yeah, there any sort of Friday, Saturday flights to Prague, to stag do such as Alicante, Barcelona now, they're always a little rowdy. Golden Age says, but is the deadband really that strong in rotation? I have to pull back on my stick quite a bit. We're going from 7 to 10 to 15 degrees. Yeah, there's very much on the 737 series an apparent deadband. It's just the way the airflow gets disrupted, at the end of the rotation before you unstick and get airborne. It's disrupted over the horizontal stabilizer, so there's a loss of lift. You need to increase back pressure to maintain that rotation rate. But yeah, if you don't make any increase in back pressure, you'll just stay at 8-9 degrees, hovering a foot above the ground. So plainly, Dusseldorf and Hanover are operating all night, are they? Okay. Mac, hey, how are you liking the airplane so far? Yeah, it's good. It's got its quirks. It's got a few things here. It's nice to see that it's had a lot of updates. It's quirky, but enjoying it. Pastor Escobar, first flight of the 767 coming up next week. Very cool. Ah, Pastor Escobar, is it you now? I didn't recognise your different coloured name. Very exciting. If it's the Pastor Escobar I'm aware of, it's an individual who's just got type rated on the 76. I thought you were frozen until I looked at EGT gauge. Speed appears static. I think it's very smooth air, very very cruise. Not that turbulence is really well modelled in simulator, but no, it's all good. Digits are changing. Fuel flow's pretty stuck. It's all good. Not sure if we'll get any ATC later. Actually, is traffic displayed on my ND by default? Let me just select traffic. Again, it's just a bit of a... There we are, look, it helps if I select traffic on my ND. There we are, some traffic 2,000 feet above. See, that's overshot that turn ever so slightly, but not too badly. About to go right over the top of Schiphol, look, Amsterdam, Eham, 20 miles ahead. Shushi says, what's your most memorable flight route and why? Now I don't fly as often as I do in the simulator. I actually enjoy all our routes. I'm enjoying flying a lot at the moment. Last flight I did, I was a line check on the crew. I've actually got a full week in the sim coming up, and then I've got some annual leave. And then when I come back after annual leave, I've got a full block of flying end of April. So I'm looking forward to that. Pastor Escobar, you're on a new different YouTube account. Need to switch it over onto Discord. Got you. That's why I didn't recognise your logo and your member thing disappeared. Golden A from Asia Real says, I have a question. Let's pretend you've reached V1 and suddenly one engine quits. If you have a long runway and are quite heavy, Would you rotate a little past V2? I once heard the term V2 plus 5. You rotate at your calculated VR speed, which some aircraft, heavy jets, VR might be a few knots faster if the runway's contaminated. But yes, V1 is the end of the no-go decision, so you must decide when to stop at or prior to V1. Above it you must continue, but not in relation to V2. Maybe some operator or some aircraft has some unique quirk, but not we follow that. I don't think we can see Schiphol this evening. No, it's pretty cloudy, but there's the coastline of Holland. Do you know when the next sale of the RXCG will be? No idea. But actually, when was the last time the RXCG got updated? I think I have in my mind the last version we flew was 1.3.3. I don't know where I got that from. But a golden aviation, so you just adjust pitch to maintain V2. So V2 as a speed is your sort of best single engine climb speed. However, on the 7.3, depending on what speed your engine fails is what it will command. So if your engine fails prior to V2, the flight directors will command V2. If you're above V2 and the engine fails, but below V2 plus 20, it will pitch for whatever speed at which the engine fails. So if the engine failed at V2 plus 7 knots, it'll pitch at V2 plus 7 because it's just avoids any large pitch changes. There are certain engine out SIDs where we have to fly the aircraft at V2, and that involves actually looking through the flight directors to fly the exact speed, which is why we always set V2 on the MCP. Flight directors might not be commanding that speed, but at least we've got that referenced and we can pitch the aircraft to fly that speed. So certain complex engine out SIDs where performance is quite tight, we have to look through the flight director to make sure we're flying at V2. Right, coming up to PAM. Here's the cruise page. We've got hey, what's this? 265 miles. Is this top of descent? I think so. See if it ticks down to 264. Yeah, there we are. That must be top of descent. Yeah, there we are. So on the classic, you get this sort of little page here. So we've got yeah, 35 minutes till top of descent. DC 9798, is there a situation where you'd be on V1 and an emergency occurred that you wouldn't fly instead of stay on the ground? There's not many situations above V1 where you'd reject. The only one being loss of thrust on both engines. But historically, if you look at aircraft accidents, especially around rejected takeoffs, aircraft that have rejected above V1 have involved in a runway excursion or worse or something like that. So the speed is sort of respected in that regard. But yeah, loss of thrust on both engines, or you received some information or you found information that the aircraft was unsafe to fly. But you've got to make that decision really quickly. Nothing, we don't really train, we never train to reject above V1. V1 is you are flying. But it's going to be very unlikely you've got something that's going to stop the aircraft from flying above V1. Unless you've hit something. Which, Adam, would you say is more complete, more realistic in terms of systems overall feel, the CSS 737 or the iFly 737 MAX 8? I'd say Hot Dog 12 ist. Both those aircraft are sort of in a similar position development-wise. The iFly 737 is really nice, it's tidy. It again has a lot of quirks, a lot of things that the real aircraft, especially FMC autopilot-wise, that need sort of tidying up. Similar to the CSS 73. I think out of the two, I'd prefer the iFly, just because I've flown that aircraft, know how it works, I think, more than anything. But that isn't to say it doesn't have a few problems that the FMC is a bit weird with predictions and VNAVs and whatnot. Systems-wise, I think this is pretty decent. The table goes into a lot of detail about the modelling in the background, or the manual, I should say. It doesn't have any sort of failure selections on this aircraft that I'll decide on. Yeah, loss of thrust on both engines sort of takes a choice out of your hands regarding rejecting or not. Yeah, the chances of that happening though, just as you pass V1 is, I can't think of any documented cases where that's happened. Perfect. Golden Aviation, as I see, appreciate getting detailed answers from a real world pilot. We're flying in the Z-bar, set V2 plus 5. No, just set V2. Just set V2 on the MCP. The flight directors will pitch an appropriate speed in the event of an engine failure. Anyway, we're best do a little fuel and time check here as we passed LPAT, about 10 miles time. Match the heading bug. Look at this tailwind. It's died down a little bit. How much fuel have we got? 6.4 tons. Haven't they got a neat feature here? If you balance the fuel, it puts like a little checklist here to remind you. Let's try it. So we'll open the crossfeed valve. Bright. Dim. Low side pumps off. So the low side's the right side. Turn these pumps off. I thought it might have to turn on master caution fuel. I'm just balancing the fuel because our number 2 engine's running a little warm today, burning about an extra 100 kilos an hour, so we'll just balance the fuel. I think there's an option here, isn't there? Fuel crossfeed reminder, there we go. I don't know how to execute the tablet. See, like all the systems are working. So I think what it does, it puts a checklist between the 2 engines as a reminder that you're balancing fuel. Click on the checklist. Clicking, but I'm not getting anything. Anyway, that checklist. Yeah, not. I'm getting the little mouse cursor, but yeah, it ain't playing ball. Anyway, it's going to be nearly balanced now, only 40 kilos difference. The checklist note itself. No, that's just my Takeoff book card. Don't know why I didn't get the trim. That was a bit weird. Anyway, we'll do our fuel check here at LPAT. We've just passed it. My battery of my iPad's going down. I've broken this as well. Everything is breaking. Clouds look amazing. Alright, I can't look at my sim brief flight planning with C. Anyway, look, we're in 20 kilos now. Keep an eye on it. I can't bring up my flight plan, unfortunately. Not to worry. LPAT. 41 minutes airborne, 44 running a bit late. 4.5 tons. Remember, we took an extra 800 kilos, so we should have about 5.1 on board. We've got 6.3. Hey, that didn't take that much extra fuel. I'll do Arnhem instead. 4.5. We're saving loads of fuel. 2.8 used. How do I switch this to... I can't remember to see the fuel used. We seem to be burning a lot more fuel. Getting lots of ding-dongs here. Oops, I've done that in the complete wrong order. Fuel pumps first, then crossfeed, but yeah, there we are. I don't think the fuel burns, we're saving too much fuel. We've just passed Arnhem, we should have 4.5, and I've got 6.3. Saved loads. I've got this CSS it's the aircraft, but it's got a 5% fuel bias on. Not sure. Anyway, I better not upset this German anymore. Multiple pings. 127675. He really wants me to contact him. There we go. Oh great! I can't actually change the frequency. There we are.
Delta Kilo Delta heading 320.
320.
You added 700 kilos. Yes, I added 700 kilos, but I seem to have saved about 1.6 tons. Bremen radar, hello, it's Midland 75 Delta Sierra, flight level 350, Soneb.
I'll call you back shortly. You're doing 2315, stop side of it,
broken that.
To Rokam.
Yeah, I took 800 kilos extra, so look, we're approaching Soneb.
Baby 75, sorry, Gosling 75
Gosling, oh what airline's Gosling? I've heard that call sign before. So Soneb, look, we should have 4.4 tons, I've got 6.2. I mean, that's nearly 2 tons saved.
Alpha 75 Delta Sierra, your call?
It's Midland 75 Delta Sierra, just checking in, flight level 350, Soneb.
Hello, you're identified, direct Nomca and squawk 1333.
Direct Nomca, squawk 1333, Midland 75 Delta Sierra.
Bremen Radar, Lufthansa 2 Echo Hotel, 5 minutes out of cockpit is possible.
2 Echo Hotel, 2 Echo Hotel, 2 Echo Hotel.
Nomca,
Stand by, Delta Kilo Delta, left 260, clear to left 23.
There we are, execute. Shortcut, 143 miles.
667 Alpha, direct.
Did you forget the passengers?
Say again, direct.
Oh no, release them. They're invisible, that's all.
Direct flow.
Backflow, thank you, 667 Alpha.
Wait, are we turning his own nav on?
And
Yes.
2 Echo Hotel is possible in about 2 minutes.
There we are, fuel balanced. We're saving a lot of fuel. So I don't know if it's a sim brief thing. I've definitely got the CSS profile selected in sim brief.
Hello,
But we took 800 kilos extra and we saved about 1.8 tons in a 48-minute window. So
and expect ILS 23 Scandinavian 1
I'd rather that than the other way around.
Lufthansa 344, stop plan flight level 340 for now.
Stopping 340, Lufthansa 344.
What on earth are you on about? This guy here.
Scandinavia 667 Alpha, should I
He's
plan
talking
on
about so we
35
get
for the
Oxford
crew?
Aviation Academy.
Yeah, can I
Langford.
360 but back, so I need you 350 below again.
What on earth
Sure,
are you?
maintain 350 for the crew.
Are you on that course I mentioned?
Delta Kilo Delta,
BMA is the ICAO code for Bermuda. What? It's not according to Wikipedia, is it?
You're doing 3000 Mike to
I thought it was BMA. Have I made a mistake? Have I screwed something up?
Lufthansa 2 Echo Hotel, climb flight
British
level
Midland, call
350.
sign. BMA. BMA is the ICAO code for British Midland, but it looks like it's been
Lufthansa 2 Echo
taken
Hotel,
over.
climb to flight level 350.
I don't think I've ever heard you lost in a 7.3 cockpit. What do you mean,
No,
Martin
that's
GKF? What have I lost about? What have I lost? I'm an expert.
Lufthansa uniform, continue to
I'm pretty happy in here. More than an Airbus.
Wings 9023, monitor.
I meant since you have a lot of fuel left, there's a lot of weight missing somewhere. Ah, okay. I mean, I can check. Load. 0 fuel weight, 42.3. Flight plan is based off. Oh!
Bremen Radar, Lufthansa 2
No,
Echo
yeah,
Hotel,
45.3. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Look. 45.3.
Möglich wäre, aber
0 fuel weight, 45.267. So, don't know.
Jetzt könntest du ja nochmal die Zeit
The routing's exactly the same. The runway departure SID is exactly the same.
Firm und climb flight level 350, Lufthansa 2 Echo Hotel.
Ja, falls du nochmal länger brauchst, kann ich dich jetzt entlassen, wenn du möchtest.
Nee, alles gut, jetzt reicht
Shows
es
you that
schon.
I'm advancing radar. Oh, really?
Ja, okay. Übrigens, 47 Mike, descent to flight level 70.
Then flight level 70, you're
Yeah. I agree, Steve. I've
Übrigens,
dealt with it.
47 Mike, expect ILS approach, runway 23.
Expect ILS 23, you're
Lufthansa 6 Vector Alpha, speed 250 knots now.
Yeah, so definitely saving fuel. Definitely saving a lot of fuel.
Übrigens, 57 Mike, speed 250 knots.
50, you're
I'm not a fan of the
Scandinavian
classic.
1817,
Well, again, this is a
325
simulator limitation. In real life, not an issue having the EFIS panel here, but I'm glad that they decided with the NG to move it there. Martin C, you save loads of fuel when you disconnect Total before takeoff.
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, expect flight level 250 at Nomca, report ready for descent.
Expect 250 Nomca, Wilco, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. So when I checked in, did he mention this other call sign then? Okay, cool. So that's accepted. 250 at Nomca. See, this is what I'm. These are the little quirks. Is this a classic thing or is this a bug? I've put in 250 as a restriction at Nomca. Nomca is 120 miles away, 112 miles away, but it's showing top of descent as 161 miles away. So, is this a... Oh, he called you Gosling because that's now what British Midland is called. Oh, really? So is this a classic thing or just a bug? Because I've told it to be level 250. Yeah, we're definitely saving fuel, guys. When we got to top of climb, it was 3.8. It's now 4.6. So it's definitely the sim brief profile is either completely off or this aircraft is. I think this is burning. I mean, it's showing two. Yeah, I think this is burning too little fuel. What's that? 2.3 an hour? I don't know.
Lufthansa 344, switch advisory.
No, British Midland is defunct, yes. The Archaico BM8 is now Bermuda Air. But what's the Gosling call sign come from? Not sure. So we're saving fuel. My top of descent point's not working, so we're going to have to work that out manually. So I need to lose 10,000 feet. So what we'll do is descend at 2,000 feet per minute. So 5 minutes before Nomca, we'll start our descent. Nomca at 26. So at 21 we'll start our descent. Oh, Gosling is the... I've got you. Right.
KLM 1960 with you at flight level 360.
Stand by, Alpaca 24 Whiskey Golf, direct Nomca.
But I felt I've heard the call sign Gosling in my flying around, wherever.
Confirm it's November, Oscar Mike, Kilo Alpha.
Quarter page, these are, yeah, CFM 56s, but old. The original versions, basically.
Entschuldigt bitte die verspätete Callen. Die Toilette hat ein bisschen länger gebraucht.
But that sim, you're allowed to, well, obviously you can fly Alpaca, whatever virtual airline you want, but historic airlines are changed. So basically, they stole the call sign, or the Archaico for British Midland. Yeah, Ruben, exactly. They've nicked it. How are we going to be called Gosling all day? This controller probably looked up via Google, didn't he? But yeah, look, it's definitely this top of descent here. What's that based off now? Because I've told it 350, but I want to be level 250 at Nomca. Well, we've worked out when we want to start our descent 5 minutes before.
KLM 1960.
So at time 2-1, guys, at 17. Crikey. Another person with a microphone down his gullet.
Radar moin, Beetle 3 Charlie, Flutter 230 inbound, Vera.
At time 2-1, we just start our descent, guys. Bit of, it's like flying a classic, and then we'll start setting up for the approach.
The Ryanair calling in before, say again please.
Radar, good evening, Ryanair 8, Kilo Hotel is 370.
Ryanair 8 Kilo Hotel, not a mass base.
Sun's beginning to go down.
Delta Zulu Zulu, stand by traffic 2000 below. Beetle 3 Charlie, descent flight level 100 at 1000 operator.
So much cloud, is it raining below?
Descent flight level 100, descent rate 1000 operator, Beetle 3 Charlie.
Beetle 3 Charlie, direct Babka.
Let's have a look.
Direct Babka, Beetle 3 Charlie.
We're
Delta Zulu,
paddleboard.
maintain present heading and descend.
Weather down there below us.
Level 110 at 1000.
Yeah, light rain, drizzle, look, showers, town cumulus. So it's definitely a bit damp below us.
Delta Zulu, Zulu, cleared 110.
It's a little bit of terror. Great performance.
Lufthansa 6 Victor Alpha, maintain present heading.
Steve was raining very low cloud this morning in Dresden. Yeah.
Heading descending 3000.
So yeah, not sure
57 Mike, speed 220 knots.
with the updating level. Well, we've not got a new top descent, but it'll be interesting to see what happens when we start our descent.
Eurowings 2315.
But this has also land capability, so if it was low visibility, it would be okay.
Eurowings 2315, advisory, good group.
At least we've been waiting for the day a real airline steals Alpaca.
Sure.
I've told the members, guys, Alpaca Airways is being audited. Being audited at the moment. It's like a SAFA inspection.
Eurowings 1245, descent flight level 250. Lufthansa 6 Papa Uniform, contact München radar on 1249.
Perfect. We'll start our descent in 4 minutes. And then, as soon as we're level at 250, we'll start
Yeah, 124.
start setting up for the approach. ILS runway 22.
Eurowings 57 Mike, speed 200.
So our call sign today is either British Midland or Gosling.
Eurowings 2 Charlie, hello.
Eurowings 2 Charlie, Bremer Delta flight level 260, station 160. Information Juliet and expect ILS Zulu runway 27 left.
27 left, where's that? Munich.
Expect ILS Zulu 27 right, Eurowings 2 Charlie.
Stand by, Eurowings 57 Mike, left 260.
School livery. Getting this weird shimmering effect when I zoom in and out. Is that a Microsoft flight submission?
Eurowings 2 Charlie, expect ILS Zulu 27 left.
Sorry, expect ILS 27 left, Eurowings 2 Charlie.
It's cool.
Scandinavian 1817, speed 220 knots, descent flight level 70.
British Midland. I have to ask my mum if we ever flew British Midland when we were kids.
Lufthansa 6 Victor Alpha, speed 200.
Well, this 737 is sipping fuel.
Lufthansa 123. Eurowings 1245.
Right, start our descent in 3 minutes to be level 250 at Nobka. We'll do 2,000 feet per minute.
KLM 1960, descent flight level 260, cross Norco, flight level 280 or below.
Descend to 260 and at Norco 20 or below.
CSS then, this developer
Flight level 280 or below.
made this add-on. Was this their first aircraft? Have they made anything before?
280 or below at Norco.
Eurowings 57 Mike, speed 160
It's another thing that we don't have in the NG Max. You see the temperature of the generator IDG oil.
Lufthansa 6 Victor Alpha, turn left
I
heading 310.
don't know what when you select in and rise what the different temperatures are. I guess the temperature as it goes. Oh, rise is a different figure. 20 degrees.
Delta Charlie Delta.
Obviously, we don't need to know what this is in the NG and 8 and the Max. Google it. I will, Tyler Wiley, afterwards. Oh, Tyler Wiley, if you wish to Google it and educate us, that would be great. Right, anyway, let's start this descent. We said we need to do about 2,000 feet per minute.
75 Delta Sierra, when ready, descent flight level 250.
250 set, and we said we're going to do 2,000 feet per minute or greater, so vertical speed.
Scandinavian 1817, turn right heading 340.
Turn right heading 340.
So all the throttle's maintaining the speed. I just want to...
75 Delta Sierra, when ready, descent flight level 250.
That's really annoying. Why is it 1950 or 2050? Should it be whole hundreds?
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, Bremen.
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, descending flight level 250, level Nomco.
Thank you. Lufthansa 6
why is it... checklist just appeared. Why is it 50-foot increments? Should be... That's surely another bug. No, the Classic didn't do it 1950 or 2050. I don't know. Can't teach it. Speed distance time calculation. 2,000 feet. Look where my altitude, estimated altitude is. Anyway, I'm just going to change. I don't want to maintain a fixed Mach number in descent, so I'm just going to go indicated and fly 270 knots.
Scandinavian 1817, descend 3,000 feet and QNH 1000.
A wild checklist appeared. Hello, Rodrigo. Happy Wednesday. Thank you very much for popping in, buddy. Tyler Wiley, thank you. So there you go. The temperature monitoring of the constant speed drive, which is part of the integrated drive generator system that produces electrical power. There you go. And they removed that for the NG and Max. Just didn't need to know it. Essentially, if there's any issues, the drive light will illuminate, and then we disconnect the generator. Try and
sorry, what was the descent?
So this top of descent, I think, is still based
heading,
off the 350, because look, it's showing 350 for the cruise. So what we're going to do is update this to 250, execute. Oh my gosh, see, look what's it done here? Hey! Ah, where am I going?
Descent flight level 7.
Why am I turning? What's going on? I've just updated my cruise to 250 and I'm turning left. What? Oscan? No, I want to go to Nomka. I just updated the cruise level. These are the quirks I'm talking about. Back to heading select. Why has it done that? Update the cruise and route then direct to Oscan. Give me Nomka. You got to monitor this plane. And now it's gotten rid of Oscar. Right. I'm just gonna heading.
Only check your microphone.
That's not me. Just to make sure I don't have a stuck mic or anything. No, it's not me. Yeah, that was a joke. I updated the cruise level. And it started routing direct to Oscan. That's the waypoint. But it's got this. Just needs a bit of tidying up. So look, we're going heading select. And then when we get to Nomka, I'm just going to route direct to Oscan, which I assume is the correct waypoint. Yes, it is. So yeah, a little bit of a bug. Yeah, the curve doesn't look right. It's basically a tight to Nomka and then a 90-degree turn and then a right turn.
Ryanair 5 Mike Alpha, Bremen, hello, no flight plan.
Right. I'm just going to route direct to Oscan again and see what happens. What? Oh, there we go. Yeah, well done. You found it. It went off to the right. Now it's sort of worked itself out. So look, we'll wait until we're right over the top of Nomka and then I'll execute and go back to LNAV.
Midland 75 Delta Sierra Bremen, if you read score ident.
The score ident Midland 75 Delta Sierra. Has he been calling me?
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, read 5 now, contact München 124, decimal 960.
124960, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. Bye. Sorry for the call sign.
Bye.
And he called me a few times. This aeroplane is proving
Scandinavian 1817,
quirky.
left heading 200, clear left 23.
Left heading 200.
I'm glad I'm not taking this on a massive VATSIM event. Right, one to go.
Blue Max 75 for uniform, contact Bremen 127.
What happens when I press execute? Who knows? The wings will fall off, I think, Andy.
Papa uniform, descent flight level 80.
Right, approaching Nomka. I'm going to get ready to execute it. Then I'll check in with ATC. Make sure we're right over it when I execute it. It's the most accurate routing. Oh, but yeah, you can see, look, it's all broken. Not good. Right, we're just leveled at 250. Right, let's get ready to execute it. I bet it's going to do something quite funky. That'll do. You ready? Let's press it. Execute. It's worked.
Lizard.
Oh, I don't know why I did that. LNAV. There we are. Our radar, East Midlands 75 Delta Sierra, flight level 250, inbound to Oscan.
Midlands 75 Delta Sierra, mention low identified, descend to flight level 200, expect LS22, info Charlie current.
I'll listen to Charlie, expect ILS22, descend flight level 200, Midlands 75 Delta Sierra. I don't dare.
Radar low, Lufthansa,
I don't dare update the cruise level again.
But yes,
I need to set up. And I hate the fact it does 50-foot increment. No!
Radar low, Lufthansa.
1,000! Ah, there we go. Right. So what's the cruise now? 250. 52 miles till top of descent.
Identified 325 now.
Just, I think it's routine doing, don't get.
Midlands 75 Delta Sierra, direct to Delta Charlie 426.
Direct Delta Charlie 426, thank you, Midlands 75 Delta Sierra. Delta Charlie 426. I don't have that. Oh gosh. I know why, because on the arrival, it's
712 for Roger, taxi, holding point runway 22 via hotel.
Is it 436 or did he say 426?
Holding point 22, hotel echo.
Do I dare type that in?
Number 2 Whiskey Tango, monitor, advisory, bye-bye. Advisory, 2 Whiskey Tango, ciao.
Okay.
Whiskey monitor, advisory,
Execute.
bye.
LNAV available. Where is that taking me?
Number 614, descend altitude 3000
Just,
feet.
and I've got the chart, so let's just go here to plan.
Descend 3000 feet, Lufthansa 614.
Trying to slate plan and put my armrest down. Alright. Okay. Good.
Chicago 394, mention
I found where it is. Delta Charlie 426. Then I'll go to Delta Charlie 427.
Number 6 Papa Uniform, high speed is approved. Continue present heading.
Execute. It's done it! Yes! Well done, aeroplane. Right, where am I on my profile? It's gone into descent logic, or I've still got a cruise of 2... No, I've still got a cruise of 250. Back into map.
Number 614,
top of climb?
Right,
what?
heading 180, clear LS22.
Plane! No! Right, I'm gonna put...
Number 614,
I'm gonna put
right,
200 and hopefully it'll work out as
clear
cruise
LS22.
descent, but hopefully it won't route to a completely different
Turn right,
waypoint.
one
Oh look, it's doing something when it does the execute. Alright. Econ cruise. Econ path descent. Right, I think I've told it to level off at 200 as the new cruise. 286 knots. Ah, it's playing. Beautiful. Beautiful evening, guys.
Level 110 and expect LS26 left.
There we are. Getting you there in one piece. Beautiful out there.
Number 6 Papa Uniform, descend
Right.
altitude 3000 feet, GENH1.
Cut the red wire, the blue wire to make it behave. Oh dear. Right. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I'm not. Right, look, we're happy to arrive. We're already going direct to Delta Charlie 426, then 427. We might get a shortcut. But I'm really quite curious to see how VNAV works on this. It's going to eventually take us round the bend.
Radar, good evening, Channel 8
I've got 427, 437, 436, centre fix, that's fine, I don't care about this. Okilio waypoint. Just want to make sure it sort of looks right.
Roger, we're climbing 360.
Plan, decrease the scale.
Yeah, we're kind of slow climbing.
Yeah,
right
centre fix Okilio, that's fine. Okay, from Okilio, 3,000 feet or above. ILS 22, there we are.
Blocked.
109.75 is the frequency.
Direct Runen, Lufthansa 6 Foxtrot, thank you.
So I'm going to put that here.
Enter 576.
We'll make sure we select manual later. 109.75, inbound course is 218. 218. One to go. Frequencies, courses. Cat 3 available, we're going to fly Cat 1, Cat C 228 above the ground. Again, just to get the correct calls, I'll set it as a decision height. You usually set it as a barrier minimums. I'll set it to 230. It's coming in off the transitional, maybe vectors. MSA high to the south, 4,300.
Do you see the traffic?
Elevation,
Short final?
750.
Turkish Airbus
3 degree
A330.
ILS. RVR required, 550 meters.
Exit 12 for Roger, behind the landing, Airbus A330, line up from me.
Landing,
behind.
lovely Atelic scenery.
Yeah, the next
Definitely get there in one
one,
piece. Lovely long runway, 2,800 meters. Probably make Charlie. Probably Bravo actually. Charlie's a bit ambitious. There is a landing performance calculator. Do I dare use it? We'll have a look.
Uniform, turn right, heading 180.
Oh, Marley, first time joining Extreme, loving it. It's usually a little bit more fluid and expert-like, but we're sort of battling a few demons in this airplane. Engine anti-ice on. Flight level 200. Great. Has that now worked out where I am with a top of descent for cruise? I think it has. 28 miles, flight level 200.
Hello, report your present level.
That's about. Let's try this landing performance calculator.
220.
I can hear Airbus
I
sounds.
didn't ask for your flight level, I need to know your present level, the level you are currently passing.
Uh-oh.
Passing level is 5,000 feet.
Yeah, I'm trying to getting you 3,600, so I need to
guy's
report your
struggling a
present
bit
level, not the level you are
Dresden
to,
then,
not your
Echo
flight
Delta
level, the
Delta
level you are
Charlie.
currently on.
I think this guy's struggling a little bit. There we are.
Stop uniform right, turn heading 230.
Flat 30, engine anti-ice on, bleeds on, engines.
Thunder 614, establish and localizer.
Weather, 250 at 5. Yeah, it's a bit of a
continue approach.
cronker
Continue
tablet.
approach 614.
But then again, how do I get my distances? So I've got maximum weights, but how do I get my distance? It's like for takeoff as well.
Descent flight level 310.
Oh, screw it. Flat 30 order break 3. I'm gonna burn 600 kilos.
November 2 Echo Hotel, descent flight level 310.
Flat 30.
Descent flight level 310, flat 30.
Order break 3.
712 for runway 22, cleared for takeoff, no delay, wind 240 degrees 3 knots.
It doesn't do distances, only weight and gradient flame, roger. That
Charlie, welcome to Dresden.
would have been
Hotel
searching
and Mike,
for a long time then.
So,
So, I've got 18 miles till top of descent. Yeah, I've made fuel, guys. On top of climb, I had 3.6 tons. It's now 5
ready for
tons.
Roger.
So, either the sim brief profile that is provided is completely off, or the aircraft is genuinely burning too little fuel. Flat 40 order break 3. Oh, flat 30. I'll try and grease it. Right, I briefed everything. Go around the event of a missed approach or push toga. Go around flat 15, set ground first. Pause radar climb, gear up. Climb on radial 039 inbound. So the VOR, climb to hold at 5,000 feet. So holding at the Dresden VOR, basically 5,000.
Report your present level.
Oh dear.
My present level is 220.
Yeah, present level doesn't mean flight level. The present level means the flight level or the altitude you are currently on. So please report your present level.
Present level 5,000 feet.
Finally, thank you. Identified. Climb to flight level 220.
Climb to flight level 220, Lufthansa 225.
Oh dear. He got schooled.
26 Alpha, you identified. 2,000.
He got schooled.
3,000 feet now. Climb flight level 110 will be final level.
Yeah, oh look, so here's our top of descent point. Let's request further descent. Midland 75 Delta Sierra request descent.
Delta Sierra descent flight level 110.
Descent flight level 110, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. So I'm just
Alpha 24 Whiskey Golf, expect LS 22.
curious if I select VNAV, what she's going to do. Okay, N1? Why N1? Why you got M1 for? No! And I'm climbing! Level change.
712, I expect LS runway 265, direct to Delta Papa 437.
That's me.
26 right and Delta Papa 437 and
descend!
Roger, I'll need to talk to the tower, that is okay.
Don't know why. They cruise 200.
And Lufthansa 66 Lima Kilo monitor.
Plane does not want to land.
What is that?
What's wrong with it? Did I have these issues when I first flew it?
Monitor advisory 122 Destinate, Lufthansa check hotel, bye bye.
Delta Foxtrot Charlie, Quebec X-ray, übernehmen die Kosten
Look, the foundation here is an amazing airplane. It looks fantastic. These are little fundamental things that
And Delta
that
Foxtrot
needs to be
Charlie,
sorted.
Quebec X-ray was calling for clearance, confirm.
Confirm.
Delta Foxtrot Charlie, Quebec X-ray.
I want to love it. It's a classic 7.3. Alright, I've got some VNAV guidance. 600 feet low. Right, do I dare select VNAV now? I think it's gone into descent logic. Let's try it. VNAV. Okay, good. FMC speed. So it's
We will
commanding.
take information Charlie cleared to Innsbruck via Markham 5
So
Pushback
don't need to
departure
tell everyone
runway
on VATSIM that you're
10
information Charlie. Okay, look,
70 and squawk 1000.
1,000 feet per minute.
Quebec X-ray, reback.
And it's maintained 260 knots. It's doing a thing now, which is looks correct. This is more challenging than that with the inverted controls. Yes.
Flight level 200, proceed direct to Tabat.
What do you expect from £3?
Direct to Tabat and flight level 200.
But now the VNAV sort of commanding around 1,300 feet per minute. So what I'm just going to do is go VS.
614, welcome, taxi stand 1.
Oh, now it's going into 100 foot increments.
Via-
Happy days. VS. I'm just going to get onto path manually. I hope he doesn't give me a shortcut now.
Stand 1 Alpha via Lima. Ist korrekt?
FM.
Seatbelts on. Someone's calling a pan call. I can't wait to hear this, guys. Listen out carefully. Someone's doing a pan call. This could be good. Listen out.
Radar 911 Tango flight level 80,
looking for available apples.
Oh dear.
Break German Cargo 911, continue present heading, descend flight level 80.
German Cargo 911, present heading and descend flight level 80.
It's very accurate with the VNAV. Foot increments. Lovely sunset.
November 716, mention radar, identify.
Ah, look at that. Looks amazing.
Mention radar, Lufthansa 47 Tango, passing 5000 feet, climbing flight level 70. Lufthansa 47 Tango, mention identified, climb to flight level 120. Climbing flight level 120, Lufthansa 47 Tango.
Right. I'd love to get back on path, but 1,000 feet per minute doesn't seem to be doing it. Let's see, 500 feet per
flight
minute.
level 170,
It's catching up now.
and direct to Delta Charlie 426, confirm.
Strange weather radar.
Flight level
Returns.
170 and then
I love the old school ND though. I don't like how the old school ND doesn't show you active waypoint though.
Obviously Golf Con AFM, resume normal rate of descent.
Oh, there we are. Here comes the path. Oh my god! Ah! By path! What is going on? VNAV. Right, VNAV path. The path's just gone from being slightly below to shooting down. So selecting VNAV is going to most likely die for this path. Path ain't pathing. Let's see what happens. VNAVant.
Station calling you on my airspace whenever you come.
Oh dear. Right. VNAVant, that's my word of the day. Beautiful evening here. A little bit of rain showers. But we're all briefed, ready for ILS approach runway 22.
Chicago 911, descent altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1001.
Right. We're on path almost, guys. Look at this.
Descending 5,000, QNH 1001.
And it's
Lufthansa 47 Tango, no further ATC.
looks like an idle path descent as well, which is quite cool.
Advisory Lufthansa 47 Tango, vielen Dank, ciao.
Gear down 1. It's I think there's aircraft with far better performance. I mean, I'm fortunate to have a good PC, but I remember on the first flight we did, it was quite FPS heavy, so I can't tell if my PC's masking it. I mean, I'm getting sort of 60 FPS. Joe, I think there could be an element of that as well. I've never flown the Classic. It could be that it was rubbish. I certainly know the older generation pilots when I first flew hated VNAV. Yes, Ram, get him. Yes. Anyway, I'm approaching our cleared level. Got a fantastic.
Delta Sierra, high speed at level 70.
Just from high speed, descend flight level 70, Midland 75 Delta Sierra.
Delta Sierra, high speed is approved and level 70.
High speed, descend flight level 70, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. So 70 set. I mean, it doesn't have a speed interval, but so what I'm just going to do is go level change and just speed up. Oh no, well I'm already reaching flight level 100, so actually I'll just do 250 knots and level change. Ignore the VNAV path. Right, post-cruise checks.
Cleared to Prague. Via the Laluk for whiskey departure on meter 2, flight line route, climb via SID, flight level 70,
Fiddly.
1000.
Stay on.
I will get information from
I'll just turn them all on now. Fuel, lights, hang on the bank, 25. Pressurization, diffs 4.0, set, belts on, recall, checks complete.
München Servo, Sportsman Whiskey Alpha, passing 6000 climb 70.
So yeah, this is made fuel en route. Now 5.2. It was at top of climb it was 3.8. It's got up to 5.2. So the fuel flow is it's either the sim brief profile is completely broken or the aircraft's broken.
Sending 3000 feet, German cargo 911.
Alpaca 2 for Whiskey Golf, descent flight level 120.
Right. Oh gosh, I can't get used to these EFIS controls being there as well.
245, monitor advisory.
Alright, 250 knots. I don't want to start going too fast with it. Yeah, Andy, I think you might be right. I think VNAV was sort of not really used much in the Classic, whereas on the NG and Max, it's incredibly reliable and provides ultra efficient descents, so we use it routinely. So it could be an element to that. How easy is it to model if the real VNAV wasn't that good? It doesn't need to be that good on an add-on. Right, vertical speed. I just don't believe the path information either. 20, how many track miles have we got? I saw it say 500 miles briefly. 40 track miles, so 12,000 feet. I'm at 7, it's showing me 600 feet high, so I don't know how on earth it's calculating this path information. It's very inaccurate. Anyway, look, we're level at 70, 250 knots. I don't know how its path is being calculated. West 37, I believe I know who you are. Your name's completely changed on YouTube. You are a Classic driver. VNAV in the real Classic is too bad. Sometimes it gets confused with the approach decel point if you make too many changes later in the descent. But I don't understand why it's getting this calculation from. We're actually low on path, not high.
With the servos up, I want to Bravo Charlie with you 340.
Yeah, how many track miles? 12,000, it's 7 minutes saying I'm 1,600 feet high. That's just not correct.
Radar, good afternoon for you. Tom Jet 0457, will you start now J0? Tom Jet 0457, München, hello, identify.
Well, we'll just wait until he gives us further descent.
Descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1,000.
So altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1,000, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. 4,000 feet checks, set level change. Don't start going N1 again. I don't dare use VNAV. Set QNH 1,000.
QNH is cockpit and Delta Papa 437, clear alert.
There we are. Passing 6,600 for 4,000 feet, no flags, standby, altimeter set. So I'm just going to do VS 1,000.
German Cargo 911, call tower 121.105, goodbye.
121.105, German Cargo 911, back of service, Charles.
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, continue present heading.
And maintain present heading, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. Might be getting us straight in here. Heading select, level change. I didn't put my beloved fixings in.
Thank you so much, EDDC, bye-bye.
/10 /
November 716, monitor advisory, goodbye.
There we are. Situation awareness increasing. The path information is not,
Alpha 2 for Whiskey Golf, continue
it's not accurate at all. Oh, hear the hissing sound. That'll be the air being vented from the in bay. Looks cold down there. And a bit of rain. I don't think the wipers wipe. I actually think they might do. Well, the wipers are now in park and not working. Off. Park. Okay, fixed. Oh gosh, I'm getting very low, very quick. Oh, CDA. I'm out of quiet. I find I can fly the feeling 742 is easier than this. CDA out there. CDA out the window, guys. Oh, I don't care. I'm back on path at least. I've done a thing. The brightness of the MCP.
Descent altitude 3,000 feet, right, turn heading 110.
Send 3,000 feet, right turn heading 110, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. 3,000 feet checked. 110.
112 Bravo Charlie, descent flight level 210.
VS. Why is it descending in out hold? Look, out hold's engaged, it's descending. Yeah. Yeah, not right. Right, ILS active. Decreases scale one more time. I'll dare to update to 436. Tidy up. What was that? What's it done? It's hilarious. I just saw a spaghetti junction briefly. I mean, I think it's done its thing. What are you doing? It's a good job. This is not using LNAV. Flat one.
Could you by any chance get a diversion to Leipzig?
No.
For Mike November, yeah, if it's possible, continue present heading. I'll call you for this one.
And flat 5.
Midland 35 10, right heading 190, cleared ILS 22.
Right, heading 190 degrees. On that heading, cleared ILS 22, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. That's normal, that's a classic thing. The gear's not down or something, but you can cancel that. Okay, a bit low on the glide, that's fine. Correct sensing, arming approach. Yeah. I don't know. I want to love this, it's got too many little quirks and things wrong. Approach armed. The worst CDA you'll ever see. There's Atalic's Dresden scenery. Shut up. That is a classic thing. Alright, localizer alive, localizer capture. Heading 218. I tell you what it does have going for it. It does fly very nicely, this aeroplane. And out of quiet way too early. You know, I'm 300 feet above the altitude. Should keep descending at the present rate descent and just calculate out quite a nice smooth level off.
Contact tower 121.105.
What's the situation here, Vatsim, anyway? We don't have... This guy's going to clear us to land, that's fine. Glide slope alive. Nice 20 knot crosswind here. Yeah, I'm just going to route direct to runway 22.
For Mike November, expect LS runway 26 right, descend flight level 110.
Just treat by OCD there.
Expect 26 right for Mike November.
Postman 831, Papa monitor, advise reaches.
Advisory for Postman 831.
Right, coming up to glide slope capture. Missed approach 5,000
Engine 4378, monitor, advisory, goodbye.
Right, actually come off there as well. Midland 75 Delta Sierra, establish ILS 227 miles.
Midland 75 Delta Sierra, runway 22, cleared to land, 2250 degrees, right now.
Runway 22, cleared to land, Midland 75 Delta Sierra. Alright. Shut up. Glide slope capture 5,000 feet set. We're here. It looks amazing. Look at this picture. Fantastic. What's my excuse? Don't know. I need to go flap 10. Flap 10, 210 knots maximum. Speeds are slightly different. I'm coming to 5 miles. Whoa. Another thing I've noticed as well, look at the trim. 1 unit. I mean, gear down. I'm going fast here. I can't drop my gear. What? Gear down. I'm going fast here. Flat 15, maximum 195 knots. That's fine. Yeah, gear's coming down. And final approach speed was 141. God, I'm going to have to get these flaps out. It's all good, it's all under control. What's the maximum speed for flat 30? 185 knots, that's so fast. Let's select it now, it's great. Flat 30. Yeah, I was a bit scared for 1 second. Star switch is continuous, recall check, speed brake on green light, landing gear down 3 green, auto brake 3 set, flap 30, green light, lights on, checklist complete, clear to land. Yeah, none of my buttons work either. I like how that autopilot disconnect is the same as my new membership ping. 3 reds. Alright, let's get back on path. Alright, there we are. On speed, on path. It does fly really nicely. It does fly really nicely. Crosswind from the right. 500. Checked. 3 wides, correcting. Back on path. Had a bit of thrust to control the speed. Continue. Keep descending. Keep descending. Continue again. Speed's a bit high. Gosh, I'm not used to the classic. 100. Checked. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Come on. Come on. Yeah, too floaty. Speed breaks up. Reverses.
Foxtrot Charlie, Quebec, X-ray, request taxi.
Gently lower the nose.
Charlie, Quebec, X-ray, Roger. The whole shot of hotel, I'll call it.
100 knots, manual braking. Auto brake this up. 80, 60. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dresden.
I got 2 for whiskey golf, got straight for the...
it was alright, very floaty. I mean, I had a little bit of excessive speed, but I didn't really want to settle on the runway. Speed brake stowed.
0457 monitor, advisory, bye-bye.
Forgot to do the replay, but never mind. I had to push the nose down to get the nose wheel down.
Alpha, line up runway 22.
I'll take this. Take the left here. Welcome to Dresden. Atelic scenery, Dresden. Very nice. The aircraft. I feel exhausted watching. I was exhausted flying this aircraft today.
The traffic confirm will be now a full stop.
Yeah, it needs a lot of work.
It's
hard work, a lot to manage. It seemed too slippy as well. I'm flap 10, dropped the gear, and it was really slow decelerating.
Welcome to Dresden. Taxi via hotel and Mike stand 31. Bye bye.
Hotel Mike stand 31. Midland 75. Delta Sierra choose.
Hotel Mike
stand 31. Perfect. First left. There we are. Results, guys. What do you reckon? What do you reckon in chat? This aircraft. It gets a 5 out of 5 out of 10. I was going to get a 6, but 6.5, 6 out of 10. It's a 6 out of 10. Gorgeous graphics, I know. And one thing is, it looks amazing. The cockpit textures are fantastic. Look at the performance here. This is Dresden's Atelic scenery. I'm going to give away 2 copies. We'll make it daytime. Have a good look around as well. Huge thanks to Atelic for sending me a copy of this. Aircraft departing there. Sim's looking fantastic. Oh my gosh, that is a... He's going slow. If I was watching an aircraft take off like that, I'd be concerned. Oh. Anyway, yeah, this scenery looks amazing. We'll do it live time, live weather until we're on stand here. Yeah. Toilet's 10 out of 10. So Mike, you've got several colours here. We'll take the Mike Amber line, because that's Mike. I'll get GSX up and running. Ooh, a little bit uphill here. Gate 3-1. No. Better do a bit of a clean up here, guys. Flaps coming up. Sim looks absolutely spectacular. The graphics are incredible. But yeah, just there's a few quirks with this add-on. There's a few quirks with the FMC. The energy management. I don't know. It just. I know it's a classic, and the VNAV wasn't quite as reliable, but it's a little bit too quirky for me. I'm excited to fly it again, but I want to see some sort of the automation and you know, we fly with the automation most of the time, so just sort of seeing how it behaves with the autopilot, just tied it up a little bit. Alright, logo light should be on. Taxis nicely. Alright, cool. APU's coming up. Beautiful. I love the PFD. I just thought they got not reliable, be probably dangerous. Yes. Anyway, look at this. I love all this. This stuff in GSX is great. Oh, stop. There we are. Alright, parking brake set. And the APU's not quite available. Whilst we do that, we could do this. Get the APU on the generator. Come on, turn off the pack. One of these packs. Otherwise it trips the APU off. 1, 2, there we are. 2 blues, 1 red. Engines are dead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dresden. Local time, 1857. 7 o'clock in the evening. In one piece, we survived. Right. Let's get some GSXing here. Request deboarding. There we are. Midland 75 Delta Sierra, TOBT, TSAT. Well, we've just arrived here. Here comes the air bridge. Awesome. Ground ops. Doors. Open sesame. Clunk. 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 Chocks on. I think. Chocks on. Yeah. Release the parking brake later then. There we are. Perfect. In one piece. Yeah. Well, let's have a little talk about the aircraft before we take a look around this lovely Dresden scenery. Now we're on stand. I'll just crank the time back a little bit here so we can see how it looks in the daylight, and we'll have a look at the night lighting as well. But yeah, the aircraft. Look, we've not flown this aircraft much. It's only the second time we've flown it. So yeah, commercial simulation systems. I'll give it 6.5 out of 10. Looks great. Flies quite nicely. Bit floaty in the flare. Oh, airbridge has just had a bit of a wobbly as well. I think it's passed on its wobbliness to the airport. It isn't without its issues. The FMC updating the nav aids and whatnot. Oh, the anti-collision light's still on. Updating the nav, updating the routing. Seems to be causing issues. Updating to sporadic waypoints. Updating the cruise level completely breaks the route. We got there with some good situation awareness and realising what was going wrong, and we managed to fly it in. It just needs a lot of tidying up. Yeah, the LNAV lost its mind at 1.2, but we got it down. I'd just like to see the FMC a little bit tidier, updating waypoints, not overshooting turns, a few things like that. To rent it for £3, I'd say it's worth it to give it a go. The full price, it's too steep, but you know, let's see how it develops. It's getting substantial updates. This was a big update it received. It's been nearly a year since we last flew it, but yeah, let's just see how it develops. I'm gonna park it for now and just see when another update comes, because that was quite busy. It kept me on my toes flying around today. Anyway, let's have a little look around this scenery. Huge thanks to Atelic Design for sending this over. We've had a look at their Madeira scenery previously. It was very nice indeed. Just sort of the lighting out here. I think it's sort of stabled there quite nice, stabilised quite nicely there. Awesome. So here we are, Dresden, in Germany, if you wanted to know. Sucks. Saxony, close to the Dresden Historic City Centre. Here's a unique terminal built inside the former aircraft assembly hall, apparently. Have a little look in here. It's probably some sort of Luftwaffe base in the Air Force, but you have a nicely modelled interior, and the performance here is incredibly FPS friendly. There we are at our Midland 737. Who knows? Did Midland ever fly into Dresden? Probably not. It's quite a small airport, but there we are. Very pretty. It's got an awesome design, actually. Imagine. I'd love to go look at this and look down here. Looking into the hallway. There we are. You can go get your fag. 19 euros for a pack of Jaguar cigarettes. It's a bit steep. Anyway, nicely done. Got all these animated figures here. So nicely modelled terminal, all the modelled buildings out here. We'll look around the airport itself, the apron and runway shortly. But there's detailed interior hangars as well. Looks like a base for Eurowings. Really nice signage here. I think the level of detail you get from these add-on airports is incredible. And if I was to fly from an airport periodically, you know, it's my home base in the simulator, seriously consider investing in these airports, because the amount of detail that they put in them is absolutely incredible. Now, when we flew the A380 from here last year, we obviously just used default scenery, so it looked awful. But I think over here is where they service the A380 in one of these hangars, but I think these are all detailed. Yeah, you can go taxi your aircraft in there and have a little look around. It's very nice. Control towers over here, we just passed it. I think there's some detail in there. Or was there two control towers? There's one even there, but if we look in here, there you go. You can see the VATSIM controllers working hard on their shift. You got someone there just taking off in his... What's that? Oh, it's one of the... what are those things called? Is it Pilatus PC-12s? Very cool. And there's a big 777. Alpaca Airways. Amazing. Is this another control tower over here? What's this? Radar. Is it a radar station? Yeah, it's going to be a radar station of some sort, isn't it? Yeah, that's going to give you a headache if you stand next to that. Very nice. So detailed hangar interiors, detailed terminals, realistic ground textures of wear, rubber marks and weathering. So if you go down here on the apron, yeah, you can see all the wear and tear. Nice texture on the concrete as well. It's fantastic as we disembark. I've got the GSX profile as well, so you can see the passengers. It's the usual suspects all disembarking through the air bridge, which is pretty cool. Custom animated ground vehicles. Performance is off the charts. It's getting great performance here. And the accurate taxiway markings you get with all these airports as well. GSX shudder. I saw GSX in about 20,000 updates since I last flew it. But yeah, detailed control tower interior, high quality textures, custom satellite imagery, realistic night lighting. Let's have a look. Get a GSX profile as well for those of you who are users of GSX. Let's have a look at night time. See all the spotlights coming on. Oh wow. Yeah, really nice. Microsoft Flight Sim's night lighting has really improved. Wow, really has improved. That looks amazing in the distance. But yeah, looks fantastic with the floodlights, GSX lights coming on now. Lighting in the terminal as well. Superb. Can you see on the main apron? Not the main apron, sorry, terminal entrance here. I love Dresden. Let's just say I love Alpaca. Victor Charlie Papa. I think someone should update that. Oh, a very loud 777 parking on stand next to us. Look at the size difference between the 777 and the 73. Unbelievable. Anyway, who would like a chance of winning a copy of this? I'm sure someone will. Yeah, lifetime live weather. Just turn the simulator down here. My goodness, that 777 is loud. Perfect. Well, massive thanks to Atelic for sending me a copy of their Dresden scenery. I've only really shown you a brief tour of what you can see here, but if you fancy adding that to your library, you have a chance of winning a couple of copies here. I'll have a look here in chat as well. Life is expensive, hey? How's the new update? Is it already worth it? It's had a lot of changes. If you look at the release notes of this aircraft, so loads of bug fixes and whatnot, but it's still a little bit too quirky for me. Anyway, someone asking about my employer, no problem at all. Someone got the response. I love drag reduction systems. That's what I saw. I don't know what that's in reference to. Your big brother is here, Boeing. Yes, massive one there. Baby V well, huge. Raymond, love the classic. Flew an old 300 sim for my ATP course back in 2008. Great aircraft. Yeah, I did my MCC course on a classic as well. Classic simulator. Long time ago. Anyway, let me set up Nightbot here in the background for the giveaway. Hopefully, if I select this, you guys will be able to see it too. So it's not rigged. There we are. Keyword. Next. Oh yeah, I'll hide it for a second so I can ask a question. Well, there you go. Look, you can see the things here. That's not the keyword. I think you'll know what the keyword is. Let me just do this here. What's the code for this airport? Don't type it yet because I haven't started it. EDDC. There we are. There we are. Perfect. Oh, there's no point hiding it. Press done. Remove spammers. Only put it in once because you'll be kicked out. Done. There we are. So you guys already typed in EDDC. I think if you've already typed it, these names come up here. It's got 2 subscribers, a member and moderator. So there we are. If you type in EDDC now, once, there you go. Harry WG1114, you've got it. List them in. Yeah, you've got it. There you go. Someone's been removed because he's put it in too many times. Oh, don't do it more than once. It looks like though it detects it afterwards. I don't know. I've never run with it. I've never actually analysed this so much. There you go. So it detects if you've already put it in or something. I don't know. Steve, you only put it once. Well, I'm going to roll 2 giveaways, guys. I'm going to roll 2. So if you didn't do it there, but you should. There's no ban list or anything like that. But if you put it in more than once, it does kick you out because I think it's set up if you do it more times. Obviously, without the remove spammers on, you're more likely to win it. Because that's the way I used to run it. So I said turn that feature on. But there we are. I'm going to run two copies of this. And again, this is on behalf of Atelic, so it was very generous of them to do that. Excellent. I'll have to think of a completely new keyword. Might read the entire chat of the day. Possibly. Possibly. But that was new to me. Yeah, you know what? I think it does, because Nightbot keeps a log of the entire chat. So maybe some people typed in Echo Delta Delta Charlie at the start of the stream, and it picked it up. Don't know. Can you mark subscribers as safe? No, I don't think it's that clever. But you could certainly remove people. Properly rigged then. Right. Let's roll it. Let's roll it. Okay, I think that's enough. You've got 2 chances of winning. Right, here's the first winner. It is oh, Tom, you've seen that. There you go. 1 user entry. There you are. Unrigged. Did you put it in more than once, or was it kicked off? I don't know. Oh dear. Everyone's going to say that's rigged. Utterly rigged. Right, or maybe I could just press re-roll. And that will just do it again. It will say we're having to do another giveaway. No, because some people didn't get it entered, did they? Right. Oh, gosh, giveaways. Now how do I reset it? Options. Reset. Yes. Domino will get it sorted. Right, how do I... Oh, let me just... There we go. Keyword. Everyone. Remove spammers. Chat announcement. No modification for anyone. Look, it's all there. Right. Put this in. Not yet. Midland, which is BMI today. British Midland. Done. There we are. Lowercase, uppercase. It doesn't matter. No one would have typed that in chat yet. Right. Second copy. There you go. Jessica Hunt, you got the idea. There you go. Put it in only once. This is for a copy of Dresden scenery for both Microsoft Flight Sim 2020-2024 with my partners at Contrail. If you're not so fortunate to win, be sure to check out the scenery. I actually don't know what it's retailing for. 14-15 quid. It's very nice. And there we are. I better keep it up because people are going to accuse me of rigging it. It's blocking the entire screen though. No one can see what's going on in the background. Aircraft's cold and dark nearly. Yeah, it's a little steep. Right, we'll let it roll for a little longer. I can't leave the screen up. I used to just do these no problem on my laptop, but now people accuse of rigging everything. Right, I think we're nearly done. All right, are you ready? I think we're all there. Domino, look, you've been crossed off. What have you done? Is that because you put it in twice? Yeah, you already won. If you become up with the winner, it's seriously rigged. Right, we're ready. Andy, another member. Oh no! Everyone's gonna say it's rigged. Andy, there we are. Well, to be fair, the majority of people are members, so it's more likely to be a member than a non-member. There we are. Oh, you did a test, Domino, to see if it worked. Yes, good. Proves I'm innocent. Oh, there we are. Andy, rigged. Andy, don't tell them. Domino, Andy, don't tell them. I was gonna always have you win the coffee. Right then, well, let's conclude things here today. Once again, massive thank you to Atelic, Atelic. Go check them out. They're a small developer that makes a really nice series for both Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 2024. Fenari, thanks for the $3, buddy. What have you got to say?
For us that don't win the rigged contest. Store?
Store? What do you mean by store? I don't know. Store what? Fenari, you need to send a bigger tip. No, I'm joking. You don't need to tip at all, guys. Just enjoy the content. But most kind of you. Sorry you didn't win this time round. Maybe next. I'll remember this conversation. Oh dear. Right, as I said, Atelic, huge thanks to you for sending me this scenery. Great look at Dresden Airport there. Available now in several stores. You can get 10% off if you weren't a lucky winner via my link in the video description below. 10% off everything from Contrail. Yeah, so this aircraft then, rented again, second rental, £3 for the month. I've got it for another 30 days. Yeah, there's some things I really like. It looks amazing, the sounds are okay. I think there's the aircraft that sound better, but the VNav logic, the cruise and updating FMC, you know, when we updated the cruise page to then route to another waypoint, what's going on there? You know, these are things that shouldn't be happening in a premium product like this. The fact that I rented this, I think I like this subscription model. I know some people are like, oh, not a fan of it. £3, and there's a number of aircraft you can actually rent in the Microsoft Flight Sim store for renting for £3 or £4 for a month. It's I think it's quite good. So look, I'm glad I have rented it and not paid top dollar. Let's see how they develop further. It's been out for a while. It is now fully native for 2024. I was hoping it to be a little bit more polished. I think last time we flew it, I was like, had similar comments. I don't think we had the issues we had with our FMC though, but yeah, I'd like to see further improvements. The foundations are there. The model is fantastic. The textures and quality and the graphics look incredible. Let's just get the systems a little polished as well. It flew nice as well. So look, 6.5 out of 10. We're going to give it today, and I do look forward to the time to fly it again soon, hopefully with improved automation and maybe a little something if I jump into the cockpit here, you know, so when I manipulate the EFIS panel here, we can actually see the ND. But look, it looks fantastic. Let's just get the sort of innards working nicely, the brain, the flight management computer and the associated automation working well, because it looks fantastic. And here in Dresden this evening, it looks brilliant. So yeah, there we are. Anyway, let's go from here and go from that point. Domino, I think you can re-roll the giveaway. I can't find my message from Echo Delta Delta Charlie in the chat history, as if I didn't take part in the first giveaway, but that wouldn't mean it was rigged. Controversial. Don't cause controversial. Not whilst I'm live. Let's leave it as it is. Oh gosh, why am I staring at the floor? Leave it as it is. We'll discuss it later and see what options we can have. But we'll leave it as it is because I do need to shoot off. It's meant to be done at 6. But anyway, yeah. Let's wrap things up. You can check out the CSS 737. It is available to rent for £3, and I think for £3, if you want to try it out, maybe there's something unique with my particular route which caused quirks. But check out their Discord. They'll hopefully give you more information about the animal. For £3 to rent 30 days, that ain't half bad. Anyway, that's it for today. Go check out Dresden scenery from Atelic, available now. Thanks for all your support, members, and to all the regular viewers and subscribers. Thank you very much for tuning in. Live again, a standby Saturday, potentially, if I'm not called. Otherwise, I'm working every single day, but I do have some annual leave out of this blog. The best thing to do is subscribe to stay up to date for when I publish a live stream. Guys, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Cheerio!